It is Sunday, July 26, 2020 at exactly 7:13 p.m. Welcome to the Mofo podcast. This is Moise Batiste, your host, where we talk about school, we talk about life, we talk about any and everything that somebody can possibly experience. But more importantly, as you know, I'm trying to share with the world the people that have come across my life that has helped transcend me, that I've learned from, that I grow from. And I think that they have a story that they can share that can inspire and provide context for somebody else. Let me read some statistics. All right. So, 4-year starter. All right. 4-time All-American.
Okay.
All right. Northeast Conference, 2004 Defensive Player of the Year. Named 1AA Mid-Major All-American by the Sports Network in 2004 and 5. Yep. One of 3 Colonials to earn the honor twice. 4-time 1AA Mid-Major All-American Don Hanson National Weekly Football Gazette. Named a 1AA All-American by the American Football Coaches Association in 2004. Only Colonial in school history to have multiple 100 tackle campaigns. Owning school record 24-digit tackle games. Career high for tackles in games with 18 tackles accomplished in 2 occasions. Let me see. You hold the all-time record for career tackles. You also hold the all-time record for assisted tackles and solo tackles. Let me see what else you got on here. You was named. You're the class 2020 Robert Morris Athletic Hall of Fame inductee. Yep. All right. You know, and I think of, when I think about the kids that I had a chance to speak to, given opportunity to, that was given to me, you know, this man is, I'm going to put him on top as my top recruit of all time. And I'm going to give Taiwan a 1A, but I'm going to get, and Cliff is right behind there, but I'm going to give you my top recruiter of all time. The greatest linebacker in the history of Robert Morris. One of the greatest players in Northeast Conference history for the entire conference. I guarantee you will be on the list of the first team, all-team Northeast Conference. We already know he's on the all-time Robert Morris team, but he would be the number 1, probably, maybe number 2, because I think there's a linebacker from Sacred Heart that might be, if they go 3-4, this guy will be the other middle linebacker. Yeah. All-time conference, Mr. James Noel, my brother. How are you doing?
Oh man, bro, that's a crazy introduction, bro. I can't live up to that.
I've been dreaming of that introduction because, again, man, your story is so profound. You know how much you mean to me, how much, man, I learned so much from you, and I know I be telling y'all that y'all don't believe me, man, but I've learned, it's this saying that I'm learning more and more that echoes in my head, man. It takes a fool to make a try to distinguish between a mentor and a mentee, because you're supposed to be around people that you can also learn from. They're not just supposed to be learning from you. And so that's why I'm so humbled to call you friend, little brother. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go through your story, man, and fellow Haitian brother. You know what I'm saying? You literally lived the college career that I dreamed of. You know what I'm saying? When I pictured in my head the kind of linebacker I wanted to be, you know what I'm saying? When I picture somebody reading about me, that's how I wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't God's plan, but I'm doing this, you know? So it is an honor to give you your flowers while you still here. That's another thing that I'm big about, man. Shout out to those podcasts that do that, like, you know, the Knuckleheads with, you know, those are basketball, man. I've been following basically the path of the Knuckleheads and All the Smoke with Steve Jackson and my man Barnes. Can't get his first name, but anyways, I love how athletes are giving each other praise, man. It's an honor, you know, to have you on the podcast, man. But how are you feeling right now, my brother?
Well, listen, I'm living my best life. I'm good. was it cancer free, chilling, hibernation from this COVID, but I'm feeling awesome, bro. Awesome.
Yes, sir, man. We're going to talk about the cancer, man. We're going to talk about COVID and, and one of the things that we're going to get into your football career, man. And what I've been doing with every guest is starting from the beginning, man. So I'm going to ask you what I asked Cliff. So one of the things, of course, we share is the fact that we're both Haitian and we're born in Miami, Florida. So being first generation American is a very interesting upbringing, if you will. You know, there's just certain things that we Haitians just know and we just start laughing right away. So just for example, I want to be able to, I hope we can get a recording of this video of James while I'm saying this, but just little things like going to somebody's house and if it's a woman, you got to kiss on the cheek, even if you don't know her. And
even
sometimes our lovely women be sweating hot. It's Miami, so they sweating, man. You don't want to kiss them, but it's tradition, and we call it salut. And boy, used to hate got to do salute. Boy, Americans could never understand, man, like why we got to salute, but that's Haitian custom. So, and just one of the things that we just instantly start laughing because we know that shared experience. But, but how was it growing up in Miami, man? You're part of Miami, man. How was growing up Haitian American? What can you remember as far back as growing up in Miami?
I remember growing up in Miami in Little Haiti. When we first was raised, honestly, it's like for some reason, and I blame football sometimes. Like I think my memory is not great. Here and there, I used to have a great memory, so I always tell people all the time. Make a joke. I said, "Listen, I think I have a little bit of what they call it again? Not PTSD. What is it called?
The CD. I know you. I can never remember the letters.
CTE.
Yes, bro. Remember, we make sure no matter what we talk about concussions. But yes, please go ahead.
So I remember being raised in Little Haiti a little bit. I remember literally seeing somebody dead in the street in Little Haiti. I think that's when my mom decided to move, and we moved to North Miami. But it was very interesting being raised in Miami. Honestly, I didn't realize Miami was such a big city until I got older. So to me, I was a small kid in a little area, and I raised in the suburbs, so it wasn't too bad. One thing I know, Haitians know the meaning of working hard, period. Like I see my mom get up early in the morning. Mom had 5 boys, no girls. Get up, own her own factory. She'll get up, make sure. Like my dad had his own job as well, was a truck driver. So both of them had their own businesses, and I've seen the ups and downs of having your own business. So it kind of made me feel like I don't want to do that. I've seen too much and seen the heartache and the time you put in. And it's just like, at the end, for some, it grows and becomes better, but a lot, they just continue to struggle the rest of their life. So I always say to myself, I don't want that. I'd rather just enjoy my family, make some money as much as the best as I can, but enjoy my family, period. But growing up in Miami, it was cool. You've seen a lot of good things, bad things. I never really saw racial discrimination because white boys in Miami were like black boys. Like white boys would say nigga with no problem. And it's no big deal because we're in the same hood, same area, so we never really thought about it that way. Is as you get older, you start noticing the different racial discrimination, people telling you things. So I really learned it when I got to Pittsburgh, but overall...
we will get into that, brother. Ooh. Hey, man, we gonna get into that, man. Oh, we gonna get into that. Yeah, bro. It's I think there may be some things that said that a lot of our teammates may not understand. You know what I'm saying? But I think now more than ever is the time to have that conversation because at the very least, man, we got a thing we got in common is we played ball at this institution in particular. But I remember, and you probably I remember the very specific images of coming to visit and watching, you play and remember in the locker room how you and LaDon and Marino before the games and just that camaraderie from guys from different backgrounds who put stuff aside. Me and Nate talked about that too, man, being on the field with people that you didn't grow up with in the same way, man. But if around football, man, around athletics, people come around fighting for the same thing can bring people together, man. And so, but we will talk about Pittsburgh, the good and the bads. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about the good and you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so growing up in Miami. So when were you first introduced to football?
and I'm gonna be my first time telling somebody this because I said it to my wife before. Like the only reason I actually started playing football and I actually wrestled from middle school and high school was because I watched Saved by the Bell, Mario Lopez, AC Slater. That dude played wrestled football, had some girls. I said I want to be just like that. So I didn't even like football.
Hey, bro, that's a dope story. Dope story, bro. So AC Slater was the guy.
AC Slater got me in wrestling and football. I couldn't stand it, dog. I was like, yo, I don't know why I'm doing this, bro. Like, I don't see no girls coming yet, but it came.
They came. That's right. There you go. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I don't think we've ever had a conversation about your wrestling background because, man, that is shedding a very interesting light as it relates to you and your athleticism, because I've been reading and watching a lot about jiu-jitsu and their transition wrestlers into jiu-jitsu and MMA. And, just the wrestler, they're just dogs, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the best linebackers have wrestling backgrounds. So it'll be interesting to hear about your perspective on your background with wrestling. But so how old were you when you first played football?
I didn't get a chance. I didn't play Pop Warner like I wanted to because my parents didn't really believe in that. My Haitians, they didn't care for that stuff. They ain't got no time for that. I want you in studies. I want you to be a doctor, a pharmacist, or a nurse. That's how it was.
Yes,
but
sir.
I really started playing. I think I started playing football when I was in 9th grade. That's when I played football.
You know, that's saying the same thing, right?
Yeah. He told me that.
Yeah, and me too. 9th grade.
You see, you know what it is? Because when we were younger, our parents didn't think about that. I had homeboys that were in Pop Warner, and they would tell me about it all the time, and it sounded so cool. But I just my parents nah. Summer school, you're not going out there. That's what they said. You're not gonna do the vagabonds. You're gonna be here. I'm gonna get you a tutor. You're gonna learn. And I said, all right, no problem. Do what I did.
Did you get a chance to play in the streets though?
Oh, all day. Oh no, see, if it's true football, honestly, we play in the streets, touch football. I played that since I was like 10. Like Natural Bridge Elementary School.
Natural who?
Natural Bridge.
Natural Bridge. Where is that at?
Yeah. It's off of 141st and Northeast 12th. It's in North Miami area. It's like literally probably like 10 blocks from my house. And from kindergarten, I was literally walking to school. And it's crazy how now I won't trust my kids to walk down the block. But my parents, we all walked to school from the time I was in kindergarten. The first day they got me off, after that, you're on your own.
But you know, it's funny, man, like, cause I wonder, like, was it more dangerous then? Or is it more dangerous now? Because when I think about like growing up in the 80s in Miami, bro, the 80s, bro, with crack, man, we were all latchkey kids leaving Little River Elementary off of, 75th and 7th Avenue, like over there by, Little Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Like that, bro. I would get out of school and walk through with I'll think about it today, man. The broken bottles and the syringes and the homeless. We walk right through that, man. And we were latchkey kids. And I'm like, was it worse then or is it worse now? Cause yeah, man. And we were.
I would tell you, it was bad then, but there was a code back then.
There was a code?
Yeah, there was a code back then. Kids out of it. Adults, we have our beef, we have issues, but leave the kids out of it. So it's like, you can see all this stuff happening, and they'll see a kid. Literally, I've seen a guy pull out a gun on a dude. When he saw a kid, they put it away and then wait till the kids leave, and they go back to whatever they're doing. That's the difference between now and then. There's no code now. People don't respect all that. So it's like, I don't trust. You see kids getting killed by drive-bys or in the middle of wrong place at the wrong time. We didn't have that much back then. We had issues. We had drug stuff. But the kids were always, hey, we knew that these are the future. Leave them kids out of it. So that's how I felt. Yeah,
okay. I got to agree with you on that then. I absolutely have to agree with you on that. So what middle school did you go to?
From then on, I went to North Miami Middle and North Miami Senior. That's where I started wrestling at middle school. In middle school,
yeah, okay. So, what, 6th grade?
7th grade, I started.
Okay, so how was it? So when you first made that decision, so you AC Slater. Now, when you first got that first practice, what was it like? What do you remember as far as like just when you first got started getting wrestling and everything?
my first practice, I did it, whereas I was like, all right, cool. AC Slater, I can't, mom wouldn't let me play Pop Warner. There's no football for us at the time in middle school. I was like, okay, let's start wrestling. And then when I went to the first practice, I saw a bunch of black dudes, no Haitians, just mostly black Americans. And I'm sitting there and they're like, okay, I swear I felt like they were speaking Chinese. Because the coaches, usually what they did was the coaches would bring kids. They started work with them at early age. So almost like Pop Warner. And they bring them to the high school, the middle school. And so they knew what they were doing. I'm there the first time there ever. I didn't even know, like, literally, I had to wear shorts. I walked there with my little casual khakis on, thinking like, okay, so it's our first day introduction. Nah, first day, get in your gear, let's go. We practicing already. So I was shocked. I was like, dude, bro, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And then there was no AC, it was hot. Niggas was sweating. I felt like we was like at a cotton picking field, bro. Like, what is this? Am I sure about this? Oh man, you muted.
So you the water went down the wrong way. Got me, bro. But so past the heat, past the wrong shoes, you stuck with it.
Oh, definitely. I stuck with it because I did it for like a week. I wanted to quit. But I was a chunky kid when I was growing up. So that my nickname everybody used to call me was like, they used to call me Beth, and it means cow. And because I was a chunky kid, but a week of wrestling, and I started losing a lot of weight. So I started, you know how it is, and I tell people all the time, there's a curse to working out. When you start working out and people start giving you compliments, now you're stuck. You got to keep doing it. You want to keep doing it.
Yes, sir.
So that's what happened to me. I lost some weight.
Man, see, this is another thing we got in common. I got to jump in, bro. They call me Big Mo.
Yeah.
5'2", 140 pounds my freshman year. And they still call me Big Mo. 5'2", 140 pounds, bro. When I say just round, big old cheeks, you know what I'm saying? Thought I was the shit, even though, because I went to an all-white high school. I thought, man, I'm black, automatically I'm better. Man, I should have got my ass kicked so many times when I was in 9th grade, bro. So I played Little League in my freshman year in Orlando. You could play Little League, your last year Little League can be at age 14. So I ain't have to go play high school until 10th grade. But I got a taste of winning and playing in the hood with when I say the hoodest of the hood, bro, we went 12-1, and only game we lost about 3 points in a championship.
Really?
And yeah, bro, like that's my introduction to football. I sucked. Let me tell you, I sucked because I'm gonna tell you what I learned. I'm not a naturally aggressive person. That's not my personality.
Me either. I'm the same way. People talk to me, they're like, yo, I can't, you're different from what I see on the field to now. You're always smiling. And they literally call me Smiles because I got dimples. Hey, dimples. Right. And I'm like, bro, I can turn it off and turn it on because I know the difference. So I'm the same way. I'm just like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So that was my introduction to football. But yeah, chunky kid, man. And you mentioned about it, like till this day, when I look in the mirror, bro, like I've been putting in work. You know what I'm saying? I've lost about 40, a total of up to 45. And then I put on 10 once I start really incorporating strength training.
You always told me that. You said, Noel, when you hit them 30s, just talk to me then. But I said, please, man, listen, www.hbc.com, baby, all day, every day in the gym.
Hey, are you back in it? You starting to hit it again?
No, I ain't gonna lie to you, kid. I haven't hit the gym since October 2019. I want to go back so bad right now. I'm ready to go back, but that's when everything ordeal started happening. We can talk about that later, you know. But I'm waiting for it with the COVID. As soon as it slows down, I'm back in there. I'm hitting that thing hard.
How about stuff at the crib?
The thing is, I'm doing stuff at the crib, like little workouts, little circuit workouts and jogging, but it's not the same. Look, you see how you're saying you're tough on yourself? I literally look in the mirror, I'll take off my shirt, look at me, and I'll slap myself. Look at your fat self. What is this?
But all I'm saying is, though, but at this age and this age and stage in your life, is it still worth it to hit the iron versus looking at some other fitness things? Because
you know what's funny? For me, I still love the iron. I talked to my friend that you talked to Cliff. Cliff tell me he not with that no more either. He's about leaning up. And I think it's just for me, I've always, like, you see how you want to lose the full body, you want to be lean? I still want to maintain. I like the idea when somebody look at me like, yo, you play football? I love that. When
I still get it too, though.
Yeah, but when, like, Cliff don't get it no more. Me and Cliff together, and they're like, yeah, you play football? Yeah, me and him. And he play football too? I'm like, damn, Cliff, you lost.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man, that's hilarious, man.
That's that curse, bro. I love it, and I'm like, I can't, bro. Them traps. One day I was working on. Now I'm a system engineer. I do computers. So to see a guy that's kind of big computers, and then like they used to see nerdy guys with glasses and everything else. When they see me smiling, big guy, they're like, "Yo, you look at this guy's chops. You a computer engineer?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. What's going on?" So it's like I like to show them the opposite side of things. Like, most IT people are introverted. I'm not one of those kids. I'm a social butterfly. So.
Yeah, man, I know that's dope as hell that, that your personality get to be in computers. And I can't wait for us to get into the education piece because, especially college education and graduate school, we going to talk about that because, again, you're one of my prized jewels. I told you that, man.
I appreciate it.
I made a promise to you. But we going to get into that. Hold on.
Yeah.
Again, man, for me to just say that with close my eyes, man. Computer engineer, man.
Yeah.
Computer engineer. Yeah, you gonna understand the significance of me keep saying this shortly. But so you get into wrestling, and in 9th grade, what was your record your first year of wrestling?
Oh man, I got my behind whooped, bro. I ain't never won no match my whole year. My coach told me, you could be a prostitute. You owe so much. You're in your back so much. That's how he told me, son. Like that. It was very. I was like, bro, that's how you talk to me. Like, I'm like, first time in this, I'm thinking you're gonna kind of motivate me.
He told you that because he knew you could take it, man.
Apparently, but I was like,
you didn't quit. You didn't quit.
I wanted to. Mm-hmm. I told you, but that curse now is like when you start wrestling. You like literally each round is 3 minutes, but that 3 minutes is like an hour of workout, bro. And you start drinking water like it was juice.
You said you ain't do that well your freshman year, but you kept wrestling because you got that curse.
Yeah, bro. That's it. I got that compliment.
Yeah,
the following year,
transforming. Yeah, go ahead.
The following year, I didn't even wrestle anymore because like my following year, my grades sucked. So that's when. So I was at elementary school. That's my pride right here. I always tell my kids I was an academic excellent in elementary school. Like literally, I was so good that they would wanted me to ship me out of school to a different school to learn more because it's like it was too advanced for them, so they wanted to keep going. Right. But then like I was doing it until I got to middle school when I learned about girls. Oh God. I realized that girls didn't like smart dudes. They wanted the vagabonds, which is the dirt bags. So that's when I said, you know what? I'm done with this academic stuff. I want to hang out with the delinquents. I want to crack jokes in school, and I didn't want to get no work done. So my middle school, I think 7th, 8th grade, my GPA went low. So my mom was like, that's it. You're not wrestling until your GPA come back up. So I didn't start wrestling again until like 9th grade.
Yeah, so 9th grade, you're allowed to play. So how did that conversation come about for you to play, be allowed to play football in 9th grade?
Well, I doing wrestling in 9th grade. I wasn't even thinking about football yet. And then one of the kids, I started lifting weights and wrestling and losing weight. So the fat I was started leaning up and becoming a little bit more muscle. So one of the coaches saw me and they're like, yo, what sports you play? I thought I played wrestling. You thought about football? So, yeah, I thought about football, but I wanted to wait till 9th grade. And he's like, yo, come on out. What position you play? You know, me. I see stars. I'm a tight end, coach. So I told him, straight up. I told him I'm a tight end, coach, tight end. He said, tight end, you got hands? I said, you don't even know about me. Listen, I had a chip on my shoulder, even back then. But listen, the first day, I think 9th grade, so wrestling, football season started first. So I went the first time in football. And I'm thinking, I forgot about the gear. So we out there first day of practice of like summer camp for football, signing up. So I see a bunch of big dudes. Like, listen, when I say big dudes, because I was going for JV, but these dudes in the varsity, niggas, when I say they were like 6'2", dreads, big swole dudes, and I'm like, yo, this is what I want to look like. What's going on? But I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. I was scared, bro.
Right.
Yeah, so first day in gear, they made us go outside, and then you know that first day in gear, every coach, let's go. We doing a what they call Oklahoma drill.
Yes, sir, Oklahoma.
I think that's banned now. They don't even do that no more. I think. But nowadays.
No, sir. I don't think so.
Oklahoma drill. They called me up, and I was like, "What is this?" They told me what it was, and I was like, "Yo, I was scared, bro." Oklahoma drill. They got me up. They pointed at me, and they pointed at a big fat dude. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just take it easy on him. When I said that dude laid me out, bro, laid me out. Ever since then, I was like, bro, I don't know if football's for me. I think I'm about to just go back to wrestling.
That's so you got that first hit. And I feel
man.
Good. Hey, man, it's funny because I mentioned, I think about, my bad, I think about all the time, man, like, the average football fan has never put a helmet on. Yeah. Just that experience of the first time you put a helmet and hear that echo, that echoes in your head every time something hit that helmet. Yep. And the first time you collide with somebody, when you hear that cloud that you hear on TV, I say, you got to understand that thing like echoes in your ear in a whole different sound and pitch when you hear it, you know, and people don't understand that. And wow, man, it's a violent sport. Bro. You know, and I picture, you know, and we're going to talk a little bit about playing that middle linebacker position, but and what you see, because we're going to get into the X's and O's too, because I want people that I know that want to play this position to hear from a 4-time All-American. But yeah, so you start playing. You're not linebacker, obviously, because you said so. So what position did you get switched to?
I was a tight end first. And the one thing that I think the first experience I realized, because you know, as a fan, you always see people get hit blindside. How the hell you don't see that? Are you serious? But then you realize that when you put in a helmet, that you lose complete vision now, the peripheral. So it's like, oh wait, I don't see what's going on between here and here. Yeah. So then, like, after the Oklahoma drill, I got laid on my back. People rude. They laughed at me, but they're like, oh, you did all right. And the next thing you know, put me at tight end. Boy, listen here. They called a play. I don't know what the coach was talking about. They gave a play in there, 24 live yards. And I'm like, what? Coach, what do I got to do? You do a post corner. And I'm like, what is that? Just run like this, and go. And we go through the ball. All right, cool. I did it. First of all, with all the gear is flopping around, you know. And I'm like, I can't run as fast as I can. I'm falling to the ground, getting up. But when they threw the ball, I was nowhere in sight of the ball. Coach like, yo, get this guy out of here.
That's hilarious, bro. I'm just picturing it all, bro. I'm picturing all of it. Because I know, again, wearing the pants and the shoulder pads that first time, bro, you feel like you're running with cement on. Because, you know, your speed, go down dramatically. And when you think about how fast these dudes are that play football, how fast they are without pads on. Crazy, man. But yeah, man, so you tight end did not work out.
No, sir. And then, of course, when they see you slow, they either put you in two positions, D-line or O-line.
So which one they put you on? D-line?
They put me in D-line.
D-line. How was that?
I went defensive tackle. I mean, I didn't really understand it, but I didn't like it because the fat boys are always holding my jersey. So I was like, you know what? My 9th grade year, I think I'm going to fall back from this, bro. I said, you know what? I did JV my 9th grade year, and I was like, 2 games. I was like, bro, this ain't for me. I'm gonna stick to wrestling. Focus on wrestling. So I didn't play. I didn't finish the season 9th grade. Yeah, I stopped playing football 9th grade.
Okay. So
and then I went back to wrestling.
Okay, you went back to wrestling your 9th grade.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was your record? Your 9th grade? In what weight class?
My 9th grade year, I was 171. I wasn't too bad though. Yeah.
171.
171. I told you I was a big boy. Listen. And I fought to maintain that weight because every week you got to make sure you're on weight.
Wow! So if you wasn't in wrestling, how much would you weigh?
Bro, I don't know. I think Rusty saved me. I would have been a fat dude, son. Rusty saved me. I'm telling you, I was chunky. And I always loved Haitian food, the grill. I love the little pork, you know, the pork, the fat of the pork.
The fat, yeah, bro. Bro, you just was, wow. You were, so, you know, you put, now again, but you don't understand how the joy of me doing this, dog. I'm learning so much, how similar. Because, you know, Haitian food, brother, it's something about what it does to your soul. Because I be trying to, bro, you know, my wife is African-American, bro. Yeah. And the first time she ate at the crib, bro,
she loved it.
Man,
she loved it.
Come on, bro. Understand, brother. I understand. I'm purposely throwing all this Haitian food stuff in there because I know those who've had it, yeah, and I want other people to be interested because, bro, that's a 100% success rate, guaranteed Haitian food.
I've never heard of any person that tried Haitian food and didn't love it.
Never, ever. I've never heard it, bro. Ever. So, bro, and my mom been doing it since she was 9, bro. She's 78, bro. Come on, man. So, I'm guessing you had a home cooked every day?
Listen, even now, I'm not out. I don't like to eat out. My mom, it's funny. My wife told me this that after we got married. My mom sat down and said, "Hey, my son, he doesn't like junk food. He likes good cooking, good food at home. So you need to make sure you cook for my son." And my mom like holds me on this pedestal. My mom's like, "Yo, your mom think you the best thing ever." I said, "Yo, I'm her son. What you want me to tell you, dog?" So I don't eat junk food. It's all home cooked. Rice, chicken, all that, bro. Grilled, macaroni gratin. Oh God, come on, man. I'm getting hungry right now.
Bro, well, again, the similarities, bro. The similarity. My mom, same way, bro. Everyday home cooked meal, leftovers with non-existent. You know what I'm saying? That's old school. Again, now my mom, I didn't expect my wife to do all that. You know, I'm the cook in the family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm the cook, bro. You don't cook?
No, hell no. But listen, between me and you, I don't want to learn how to cook. My wife, if I learn that, bro, it's on me. Because right now she's like, "Oh, I'm tired. You take care of the kids and that." But then when she gotta feed the kids, she know that I can cook. So she does her thing. And when she's done, she's out. And I'm like, "Fuck, well, I thank God. If I know how to cook, I'd have been stuck with these kids, feeding them." No, I'm straight. I'm good, bro. Listen.
Oh, that's hilarious. But now for me, man, I'm the one that takes control of what goes in our bodies, man. So
that's good, though.
I'm very meticulous, man, with ingredients, and we trying to eat as healthy as possible, man. So it's fun for me. So 10th grade, 11th grade. So you're now playing football. What was this?
10th grade, I went back to, because I didn't finish JV. They made me play JV again 10th grade. But by this time, I got a little understanding of football. So you feel me? It's funny because I play football, but I never really watched it. Like I was never a fan of what's going on. So now 10th grade, I went back. This time I even tell coach, I said, I want to play D-line. Straight up. I ain't changed nothing because it's something I learned with the stance and everything else. I practiced all year, and then I got a little more aggressive because I got wrestling. Now, wrestling, I didn't do that well in my 10th grade year. So but I learned how to be aggressive, how to take stuff. So I was playing D-line, 2 positions, D-line and O-line. So I was playing D-line, O-line. I was really doing good in JV. So good that they said, "You know what? Let me put you at fullback." So I'm thinking like, "Yo, I'm about to be the man out here, fullback." Okay. So they put me at fullback and they gave me a play. And they said, "Listen, James, make sure you really work out because you're going both ways. So we see how you're picking up very fast." So I'm thinking, "Yeah, I got this. No problem." So listen here. First game, we had defense first. Defense, I did decent. Got like 2 tackles at D-line, D tackle. Went to fullback. When I tell you I was so gassed and winded, they called the first.
Yes, sir.
They gave me that first play. I took that rock, boy. I fumbled that bad boy, fell to the ground. It was a wrap. They said, "Hey, don't give this man no more offense. Put him back on D-line." so
that ended your offense career in 10th grade.
completely ended it. I said, I'm not wasting my time no more. I'm just gonna focus on this defense. That's it, though. I don't care no more. I tried twice, and I messed up my opportunities. I'm just gonna focus on defense.
So then you ended up on D line.
I was on D line, and then football season ended for JV, and the linebacker coach in varsity said, "I've been watching. I remember you when you first came here in 9th grade. I want you to play linebacker." And I'm like, "But I've been practicing D line." He said, "No, but it's the same thing. Trust me. It's just standing up from D line." So he actually took me on his wing. His name was Coach Graham, and he was teaching me the stance and everything. And I was just learning it before even my 11th grade year.
What's the coach name again?
Coach Graham, Leonard Graham.
Leonard Graham. Okay, shout out Leonard Graham. Okay, yeah, we want to give all our coaches their shout out. Yeah, so
definitely.
So you moved to linebacker at junior year?
I moved toward the end of my sophomore year, but junior year when I ended linebacker. So during summer camp, now listen here, I don't care what nobody says, bro. Unless you've been on a summer camp in Miami, all that stuff in DC, I had all my boys from DC and New York. Listen, bro, unless you had a camp down south, bro, 2 days in a hot sun. You get up in the morning, you go to the gym, 2 days, and then you finish 2 days, you gotta run 15 110s, and linebackers have to do under 30 seconds. Bro, listen, and if you don't make it under 30 seconds, it don't count. And I'm like, bro, the coach is talking crap. There's no way they're gonna make you do 15 110s, and if you don't do it, you're gonna start over. Literally, bro. My coach literally did a pit. Like, he literally said, don't cut the grass. He told the lawnmower guy, don't cut the grass. Just one big circle. Cut that part, and we're gonna call it the pit. When people want to throw up, you're going right to the pit and throw up. Everybody else, continue running, bro. Like that. It was horrible, son. That right there gave me my work ethic. I swear to you.
Ooh. So that's your junior year.
That's my junior year. When I first started, well, that's before junior year. That's summer camp before junior year.
Right.
But after that, my junior year when I started playing, that's when I met my dog Cliff.
Yeah. Clown. So tell me the first time you met Cliff. What was that like?
Listen, man, Cliff is a lot. First time I met Cliff, they had Cliff at O-line. And I'm like, this little dude play O-line? Because I seen a bunch of fat boys. Cliff was never a fat dude, but he could lift. He lift. Like, he was squatting like 4 or 5 plates at 11th grade. So when I met him, I said, "Oh, what's your name?" This dude gonna lie to me and say, "Oh, my name is Clifton Jacquez. I'm French." So I'm thinking like, okay, cool. My dog French. Whatever. My name is James Noel. I'm Haitian. Yeah, you Haitian? Listen, Clifton was a liar back then, dog.
Bro, I love this story. I love this story, bro.
There's always been a thing where East and West, you know how the East Coast, West Coast? We still had that in Miami because I lived on the East side and Clifton lived on the West side. So I didn't know that until afterwards, but Clifton was like, yeah, he hang out with these boys called West Side boys. And I'm like, boy, I hang out with my homeboys called the Terrorists, which is like a bunch of clique, vagabonds, but what kept me out of them was football. So then, like, I would go to school and stuff, and we'll talk about, my homeboy, I just met my homeboy, Cliff Jacquez. And he was like, who's that? Cliff Jacquez. And I'm like, he played online, he's French. And I'm like, they go right there. And it's like,
he lied. This fool lied. Yeah.
So I said, Cliff, dog, you told me you were a French. He started laughing. And I'm like, this clown, whatever. But from that time, like, honestly, I just knew of Cliff, and we hung out a little bit, but never really hung out like that. So that time when I started playing, I wanted to play for wrestling. I went to go sign up for wrestling again, but then my pound, I was wrestling 171. They wouldn't let me wrestle anymore because they had this transfer who was a real good wrestler that wrestled 171. They said, listen, if you want to wrestle, you got to go 189. I thought, cool, I go to 189. But they had another dude that said, hey, I wrestle 189. You got to wrestle me out of it. So I started, cool. Obviously, I was still learning. I was good at wrestling, but not that great yet. So then I'm like, okay, 189. I wrestled the dude for the weight class. He beat me. So they say, oh, you don't got 170. I'll you drop down to 160 or you go to 215. I'm in 11th grade, bro. And I'm like, I ain't trying to go to that. So I say, you know what? I'm going to just fall back on the rest of my 11th grade year. And I just focus on football. So that's when I started playing outside linebacker. And like literally, mind you, I was just doing it to kill time. Because like, I never really thought about anything beyond after school or college. I just did it because like, one, the compliments were lifting weights. I started getting more bulk physique. And it's just like, I don't want to go home. And when you get home, parents going to do something. Go do homework, clean the room, go do this. And I'm like, man, I'd rather just be in the school doing something. So that's why I started playing sports. But okay. I didn't really start. I was a backup, so it was all right. It was decent.
Okay, so now we get into your senior year.
Yes.
Now you playing at linebacker. You understand the position, right? You
Yes.
starting to get a pretty good. So what was it like starting, that summer between your junior and senior year? I'm pretty sure you going to camps and you working out, getting in shape, man. And then you start the season. What you starting and how is it you and Cliff's senior year?
Oh man, I think so. Towards the end of my junior year, I think my last game of the season, they put me in because we want to see the future. So they put me in at the start of the last game, and literally, bro, I'll play outside linebacker. I would never forget. I would play outside linebacker. I do my stance, I do my little drop back, open up, and I saw the ball coming my way. I was like in my head, I already saw it in my head. Pick, touchdown, dance, and everything like this.
Right.
I turned around, I swear to you, I froze. I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna wait for the ball to come, and I'm gonna catch this, and I'm out. Boy, they're gonna feel me. Bro, listen here, I sat there and froze to the point where the ball was coming, but I didn't want to come at it. The receiver come right in front of me, took the ball, pew, gone. Bro, listen, after that, I was like, dude, that was my chance to shine, and I messed it up. But in the summertime, after that, I thought next year I'm coming out hard. So I thought I'm back again next year. So me, my couple of my homeboys, we started lifting 2-3 times a day. So we already had our 2-a-day workouts. But what we did to get bigger, so we was like, yo, we want to beat the competition. So we started watching stuff and we started realizing, you know what? People are working out. We got to work out harder. So we would do 2 days in the summer camp for senior year. And after that, when we get home, we'll meet up at the Bally's. So take a shower and meet up at Bally's. And then we'll go work out again. And literally, that's how we started getting actually big. And every day is a workout regimen. After we finish Bally's, we go to Taco Bell and buy that 12-pack crunch. That taco is with 6 hard tacos and 6 soft tacos, and some iced tea, lemonade, some iced tea every day, the whole summer. When I say, listen, boy, I got big, and this is good big. Like we lifting. Right. I came in the camp. Coach came in like, yo, you got big. I know what you think. You think it's a game? I'm my senior year. So then Coach said, nah, I want to move you to middle. And I'm like, middle? I play outside, whatever, ain't no thing for me. So I didn't know he had plans for me already. I'm thinking I'm going to play another backup and whatever it is, but he already had plans for me. He said, listen, I want you, and that's when I met my other coach, Coach Latito. Shout out to him because he died, but that dude, man, listen here. The combination of him and Coach Graham, they moved Coach Graham to D-line. So he was one I was teaching before. They brought in this guy, Coach Latito. Coach Latito coached Marlon Burns from the UM that died. He coached a dude called Lawrence. I forgot his name, from the University of Florida. He's a cornerback, and he taught all those boys. And they used to
not Lawrence Wright.
Miami. Lawrence Wright, that's his name.
Oh man, bro! I played with Lawrence Wright, brother, at Kemper Military Academy, and Robert Morris. And his brother played at Robert Morris.
He did?
Yeah. So Lawrence Wright's little brother name is Eugene Wright. Yes. He played with me at Kemper, and guess what school he went to? North Miami High School.
See, I'm saying, because Lawrence Wright did too, and Coach Tito trained all of them.
Eugene Wright, man. Yeah, man. Sam,
bro, they all came back.
I played with a couple dudes from North Miami, man, at Kemper Military Academy.
What position Eugene played? Eugene played
O-line. And Lawrence,
I remember him.
Yeah,
I remember Eugene Wright.
So this is class of, he graduated high school 94.
Yeah. You know what? I forgot the one piece too, because Lawrence Wright, Marlon Burns, I think Eugene was part of it too. They created a program called the Right Track program. Mm-hmm. So in Miami, they brought kids, inner city kids, and they kind of had like before camp, teach you football stuff. And I did that right before my senior year. And listen, that helped me tremendously, bro. I learned the game of football with those boys. And those is where I learned how to take things in, because they'll talk to you like you ain't nobody. Like, listen, if you can't take this, don't play football, because you gotta have thick skin. Him, Marlon Burns, and I'm like, I learned a lot from Marlon Burns, just like aggressiveness and all that. Look at my princess want to say hi. Yes.
Yes. Go ahead, man.
I'm on the call.
The princess says hello.
Yeah.
Say hello.
All right. I'm gonna finish this. Okay, we're gonna talk afterwards. All right, go ahead. Take Gio go.
With the crown, bro. I heard.
Thank you, guys. You see that? Come on,
Yeah,
Princess.
man.
Go.
That's
Good
right.
job, guys. Isaiah! Go. Go, guys. Thank you, guys. Bye. Heather! Thank you, guys. Yeah, so the white track program, I started it right before my senior year. That camp, they taught us a lot. Footwork, drills, and then like workout stuff and just understanding football lingo. So I didn't know who they were. I'm like, these dudes ain't nobody. They're nobody. But come to find out, when I started actually playing, I found out Marlon Burns was a starting middle linebacker for UM. Lawrence Wright was a starting cornerback for University of Florida. And I'm like, yo, I know those dudes. They coached me when I was in a right track program. And I heard he got murdered and all that stuff too. I was like, that's crazy. But
You said Marlon Burns?
Marlon Burns, yep.
Why can't I'm trying to remember who that is.
He was a starting middle linebacker for University of Miami. Marlon Burns, yeah.
I'm gonna look that up again. That sounds vaguely familiar, but I'm gonna look that up. Okay. Yeah. So that's what you said. That's where you really honed it. It's again small world, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, small world. Yeah. Again, his little brother was supposed to be my roommate our junior year at Robert Morris. Man, crazy. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
It's definitely a small world. I would never thought about that, but it just dawned on me when I was thinking about how I learned football. So with Coach Tito, he brought them back just to kind of help us, teaching us, and he was like, he's more of a laid-back coach. So he was like teaching us how to do stuff. And then when Marlon and Lawrence Wright would come to practice, and they're like, "Yeah, I remember you." And I'm like, "Yeah, you better not make me look bad like that." So I'm like, "All right, we out here. Let's do it. It's good." So then first day, Oklahoma drill. Now I know what to expect. They called me out. One thing I learned with the boys, with the boys at right track, I learned from them like little swagger. Like you look good, you feel good, you play good. So that year, I had my cowboy collar, had my little Douglas flat pad. I didn't even need no flat pad, but it just looked good.
Of course not. I wore one. Hey, I wore my junior senior year at Robert Morris, man.
You see?
Come on, bro. Only dude linebacker obviously rocking it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So you called me this time?
Oklahoma, yep. You locked the Oklahoma. What happened?
Yep. Called me with a running back. I got up, ready to go. Boy, listen here. When I tell you I cleaned this dude, oh man. And when I told him, that's my training. I had him for right track. And I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm feeling good now. Like, I just did this. So right there, I had a chip in my shoulder, bro. That shit wasn't going nowhere all year. That's it. I was playing nice.
Man. Yes.
But then that's when I really started honing in on football. Like literally, we had tour days, and I realized that if you don't come out of tour days with your head ringing from hitting all the time, you ain't do nothing all season. That's what I realized. So like that was really crucial for me to learn how to play football in that sense.
Let's pause on football and go on academics real quick. So 9th grade, how were you academically in 9th grade? On as far as your high school career, how were you academically?
I want to say I'm a C average student in 9th grade, like straight C's. But the only thing that motivated me to do better was sports, because they said you can't play unless you bring a GPA up. And then the coaches started forcing us to do study hall and stuff like that. So again, I was still that kid. I want to be the class clown. I want to deal with the girls. Oh my God. It's okay, Princess. What's wrong? Okay. Don't cry, Princess. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? But you can't get out of your face. You can't. Don't cry. You can't cry. Ready?
Yep. Can't cry.
Look at the camera. Say hi.
Hey, Princess. How are you? No more crying.
Okay? All right, go. Close the door. Here. You want my iPad? Yeah. Go close the door.
We'll let her get another promo if she don't cry, man.
I know, bro. No, but
man. So yeah,
grades wise, grades wise, my grades was decent. It wasn't that great, but it was decent. And like I would come home with straight C's. I had D's as well, but like I know I need a 2.0 average to kind of do something. So then I make sure I pick up my grades because of that. And then that's another thing. Like I came in with a D, and Haitian parents don't play. Haitian parents want A's and B's. All that C stuff, they don't play that stuff. So I used to be scared because I used to get whooping. Listen, my senior year, my mom hit me with her hand because she saw a grade. She hit me with a hand and she said, "What?
Boy, it's so funny you say that. One day, I ain't gonna tell it on this podcast of my last ass whooping of my life. I can't wait to tell that story because, like you, it was after a workout for mine, and my dad finally got to see. He saw the results of the workout, but he never really felt it until he whooped me my junior year, bro, because of something he said I did. But I'm gonna tell that story another time. So you hurt your mom's hand because you've been working out.
Exactly. Hey, listen, that was the last whooping I got ever. She said, I can't hit this kid no more.
That was my last one too. Yeah, man.
That's one of another benefit.
What you say?
Another benefit of working out. No more whoopings.
Yeah, bro. Same thing, bro. I'm gonna tell you the ending of mine.
Yeah.
Mes amis, où tu vas go, m'fin gum, back at ça encore. Let me translate what I just said. The ending of my last ass whooping was, I'm getting too old for this, forget this, laid the belt down and walked away. Bro, I had a sense of liberation knowing that I ain't gonna never get another ass whooping in my life again, bro.
Bro, that was, listen, I felt like literally, you know how when they signed the Declaration of Independence, bro, that's what I felt like, yo,
bro.
I'm free at last.
Yes, Lord. Again, that's one of the things that only certain people can understand, man. Yeah. Only certain people, man. But yeah, so your senior year, you balling, man. What was y'all record?
My senior year, here's the thing, my 11th grade year, we were 8-2 and went to the playoff for the first time in years. So now they put a lot on the senior year. We started off about that 5-0, undefeated, bro. Listen here. When I said we were crap, so then we started creating our own clique, a football clique. So like everybody had their own little cliques in high school. We had a football clique, so we hung out with each other and we always hung out at lunchtime. And it's funny, people make fun of us because they say all football players eat free lunch. I don't see a problem with that, bro. We used to hide to eat free lunch because people were like, oh, I don't eat that nasty free lunch. So we like, me too, we don't eat that stuff. But listen, early, right before school, before lunchtime, we always everybody text each other, yo, let's hit it. We leave the class early, so we hit the lunch line quick, eat our food, and go hang out outside. So act like we ain't eat no free lunch. Bro, listen.
But y'all was supposed to eat free lunch, poor kids.
Yeah, exactly. We poor kids and we had to eat free lunch, but it's like I didn't even realize that you had to be poor to eat free lunch. I thought that's for everybody.
Yeah, so me too, bro. Yeah, same thing. Bro, I ate free lunch from kindergarten to 12th grade, bro.
Bro, listen, the best breakfast in my life was free lunch. I don't know what you're talking about, dog. Oh, God.
Bro, you don't understand, bro. Till this day, bro. Hood grits at elementary school, and hood elementary school grits is the best grits I've ever. And bro, I'm just like I remember elementary school food, man. We savored it, man.
Oh God,
oh
bro.
My
Pizza Day Fridays. Come on, man.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Bro.
I don't understand people say, free food. I'm like, bro, free lunch. Bro, I loved it. Yes. You gotta understand though, coming from the islands, Haitian breakfast is maimoulin, egg boiled, zebouri, bonnet. I don't want that for breakfast. Listen, man, I go to breakfast, I get like freaking hash browns, grits, eggs, pancakes. I'm like, this is how white people live. I want this. Yeah.
Hey, bro, as American as possible, right? Anything to be as American as possible, because and I've had the conversation I mentioned about, not being with Cliff, not being Haitian enough for Haitians, and not being American enough for Americans, and how we had to always navigate that space, man. When you out with your friends, certain way, even though they know you Haitian, you still act. So when we was at the crib, you had to be a certain way, and you knew better. You know what I'm saying? But I say all Haitian Americans and all first generation Americans or the firstborns of an immigrant family are always bilingual because they have to be. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So your senior year, man, you balling out. Y'all don't do too well. How's your recruiting process going?
There was no recruiting process, honestly. Honestly, I didn't. Well, that's not true. There was. So when we were 5-0. We were doing awesome 5-0. We're like only 3 teams in Dade County 5-0. And then we had our game between 2 undefeated teams. Literally, like we're like neck and neck, and then it was a thunderstorm, so they canceled the game and let us replay it again. So I felt like if we played that game, we would have won that game. They came back the following week and we replayed the game, and they beat us. So that was our first loss, bro. Listen, after that first loss, we went from 5-0 to 5-6. It was bad, bad. Like literally, the rest of the season, like when we were 5-0. I started getting recruits. I had like UMass come out to come see me. FAU, my coach Latito, he was friends with the FAU guy, and they were like really close. And he would tell me, because Latito, he was one of my teachers too. So he looked after me. Like I said, when I was in senior year, he would let me come borrow his car. He's like, yo, listen, he'd call it Pineapple. Hey, Pineapple, here. Here's my keys. Go to get me some lunch, and you can get yourself something. And I'm like, cool. I'm like, this dude really let me borrow his car? Like, I'm looking around like, this guy crazy. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah. So I'm jumping, I do it. And he would tell me, yo, I had a conversation with the guy from FAU. He loves you. I said, really? Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. I know the season's not going well, but he still loves you. He sees the way you play. He watches you. All right, cool. So I had a couple recruits hit me up. Never nothing big like, oh, University of Miami or Florida State. That's why I never thought about it, because I seen seniors behind me, in front of me. They would show me letters from Florida State, University of Miami. I'm thinking like, this is schools I want to go to. So when I got my little UMass or FAU, who's a brand new program, I'm like, whatever. College may not be for me. That's how I felt. Yeah.
So
it is what it is, though.
So did you have any visits or anything, or
after the season? My head coach, literally didn't do anything for us. Like, Cliff will tell you this. If you didn't get recruited by the end of the season, if a coach didn't come out here and ask you to do a visit, you had to do your own recruiting. My coach did nothing for us. And I'm like, this is when I realized after like my season's over, I realized, yo, I like this game. And then I'm like, yo, I had recruits. What happened to them? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own highlight film. So me and Cliff got together. Like, we didn't even get together. Like, we actually did this. I guess me and Cliff had the same mind frame. I said, you know, I'm gonna do my own highlight film. So we would tell coaches, let me get all the tapes, and we'll sit down and then do our own recording. And when I'm doing mine, I see Cliff walk in the room. Yo, coach said you got the tapes. I want to borrow them when we're done. I said, well, for what? And he said, straight up, I want to create my highlight film. I said, I'm doing mine too. Let's do it together. So, cool. So we started doing our highlight film, and it was just me and him. Everybody was like, nah, I ain't doing that. Coach got me. And I'm like, here's the thing. We Haitians. We know I'm not relying on nobody. I got to do it myself. That's one of the biggest things my parents taught me. I said straight up, like, everything you want, you got to do it yourself, bro. So,
my brother, you know that's my motto. That's my motto, bro, because I so many kids, man. My sister's ex-husband's son, bro, Miami talent, man. When I tell you, he could have played at Robert Morris for sure. All he kept telling me is coach gonna do. I said, bro, I recruited college football. I know this. Bro, and that's when I knew he wasn't serious. He would have been a dog, man. He would have played cornerback at Robert Morris, and he would have been a hell of a player.
But I know a lot of players like that.
Yeah, fam, we both do, bro. We both do. But do you know the story of how you ended up at Robert Morris? The whole story?
No. All I know is me and Cliff send him some film. I send him to places. I said, Cliff, I'm going to send it to your place. You send it to my place. And that's it.
Okay. Let me tell you how this happened. So, I intentionally, being Haitian, like you said, took it upon myself to recruit Miami. Because you understand, as a GA, I'm not allowed to go legally, according to NCAA rules, to go to campus, right, to visit. I can't go to your house. I can't do nothing. I got to stay. It was all by phone. Every kid you said that you know that I recruited was by phone. Building relationships on the phone, bro.
Wow.
So I went through the newspaper, the Miami Herald, and clicked on every single school that they listed and look at every single senior and send them something. I don't care who, what. That's what I did.
Yeah.
That's how I recruited. You know, that's how I got Steve McNair. Bro,
I played against him.
I got to interview Steve McNair, bro.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell you something, bro. Okay, I can't wait to know. I got to tell you your story first. Then I'm gonna tell you, Steve McNair. Actually, no, I got to tell Steve McNair when I interview him because he's somebody I want to interview too. Because I want him to know that I still got much respect. I understand his situation, but he was a dog. Everybody know in the conference and at university. If you know Robert Morris football and you was around, you know Steve McNair at 5'0", 100 and nothing was
Beast.
the clone of Santana Moss. That was his nickname.
Yep.
Everything about him was the epitome of Santana, and would have had a career. Oh my goodness.
I wish he was here senior year. I wish, bro. That dude, I've never seen it. It was we worked out together, strong, fast hands, dude.
Yes, fluid. Just everything about him, bro. I recruited him on one play. I saw Miami Edison, bro, game. Dude threw a hitch, and he hit the sideline and ran 70 yards on the sideline. And the only the angle was only on him. Nobody you got to see his feet. This little person on this frame, nobody else coming to frame all the way to the end zone. And all I said, Rad, watch this. He said, get him here. Walton saw it. Get him here. That's how I got McNair. So let me tell you.
I didn't get recruited though.
How I recruited? I don't know how he didn't get recruited. Come on, bro. You see his height? They didn't see it. Come on, you get they look. See, I was looking for gems, man, diamonds in the rough. I said, bro, they don't see this. So his Cliff story, because that's how you. So Cliff, I'm watching the film that I get from one of y'all coaches, and Cliff stands out 100%. I'm just looking at film. Cliff stands out because you see him blocking people 20 yards down the field, just like this. I'm watching over and I'm like, okay, because we're not watching. I saw the highlight. I said, okay, send me game film, 3 games. I put them all in. I said, what's your size? He tell me, because Cliff told me, I thought I saw in the newspaper, it said 260.
Yeah.
He said, nah, I ain't never weighed more than 230 in my life in high school. So I'm like, yo. So let me tell you, this I was messed up. So I see the film and I run up to Rad. So we down in the basement. I run up to Rad and say, Rad, you have to see this. Walton is on vacation in Puerto Rico. Rad jumps out of his chair when he saw Cliff. When he saw Cliff's stance, he was like, you can't teach that.
Yeah.
Cliff head doesn't give any indication where he's gonna block because them hips and the bow legs. And stand. And when in the interview, I can't wait to put his interview out because he talks about pushing that lawnmower. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, hey, that was a hard worker right there.
And you talk about hand position, right? And I'm gonna call it Cliff's double J technique, man, because when that fool used to rock with them Flintstone hands of his,
oh God, son,
you're not going nowhere, you know. And so that's what Rad saw. Like, get him here, bro. Cliff was the first official visit for counters. I'm walking in the airport. He sees I got a Robert Morris football shirt on. I don't know, because I see this dude that's 5'10-ish, 5'11", 220, 215. So I keep walking because I'm looking for 260. I keep walking. And then my spirit said, that gotta be this fool. But he should know it's me. He don't say nothing.
Oh God.
I say, Cliff. He said, what's up, coach? Bro, I ain't no pleasantries. I said, I thought you weighed 260. He's like, nah, coach, I ain't never weighed. I'm like, man, how the hell am I going to explain this to Rad? Because Rad is more than 260. Bro, I promise to God, man, we get on campus, Rad looks at him like, where's 260? What is this? Like, he like, yo, I'm wrestling. Coach, I promise I'm going to put all the weight on by the time season starts. So then I remember a couple weeks later passed, man, and all Cliff said was, this package that you're putting together for me, can you do one for my homeboy? I said, if he good enough. I put your tape in. I said, okay. I said, let me see some game film. I said, okay. I saw what I needed to see.
Yeah.
Because every time we bring somebody upstairs a tape, we got to justify it. But I said, you know what? I'm pretty good right now. I said, y'all know I'm Florida. Y'all know this is what I do. I ain't have to explain nothing. I said, watch this one here. And Rach saw you. Sideline to sideline. You probably would have started your freshman year. It's safe to say you would have started that probably year. Sure.
It was a blessing though, honestly, because when you guys actually responded to me, because again, I still had the FAU coach still telling me what's good, but then my grades, I barely made it. I tell people all the time, like, honestly, I literally graduated high school with a 2.1 GPA. I barely made it. You feel me?
Bro, you know that's what I graduated to. You know mine too, 2.1. 2.1, bro. Oh, this is a special club, bro. You understand, bro. I wanted to create something called 2.1, bro.
Bro.
Hey, what was your ACT score? Your first time?
I think first time I did, I had like a 14 or something like that. 14, bro. It was bad.
No, 14.
Yeah, see? I did that, and then I literally did the SAT 3 times. And that's when FAU just kind of slowed down and stopped talking to me because I didn't have the scores yet. So then Robin Moore's the only school that waited for me. When I finally got mine, I said, no, I'm not going nowhere else because it's the only people that actually stayed there. Like, for me, that means a lot to me. To kind of be there when I needed you. You were only one, and then you were Haitian. So, I'm rocking my Haitian, bro. He stuck with me. The rest of the team, I didn't want to act like whatever. I'm good. I'm going to go over there and see what's cracking. That's it, bro. Cliff, we were talking about it. Said, listen, if it wasn't for Mo, bro, like, we owe him a lot to get out of Florida because, honestly, the cliques that we used to hang out with in Miami, it's like, the Miami mentality. Dressing all black, Scully. It could be 99 degrees outside. You still got a Scully on, gold in the mouth, and just straight hood. And that's how we live. And that whole mobile figure, like, I ain't friendly. I don't smile with nobody. I don't talk to nobody. If you do, you become friendly. You become a target. So that's how we live. And it's like going up north with a complete culture shock to us. But it opened us up and made us realize the real world. And that I do. I cannot. And I tell people when I went to have my Hall of Fame speech, like, listen, Robin Moore's changed my life. Not even just in school, just coming up here in general, talking to people around me, changed who I am completely and let me be who I really am. Like, I was being this stigma in Miami because I wanted to fit in. Like, I was being the cool, roughneck, I don't talk to nobody. But that's not me. When I'm home, I'm a happy-go-lucky person. So I was able to be who I wanted to be in Robin Morris and not have to worry about, I'm going to be a target. People going to look at me like I'm soft. So it was really an eye-opener, dog. But you know what? I didn't talk about wrestling my senior year because junior year I didn't do well, but wrestling, senior year I was a man, bro. Hey, district champion. I was undefeated that year. And I came back in because the football was doing good. I was still trying to get recruited. I'm trying to get big, trying to go to football scholarship. And then wrestling season come around. And I'm like, yo, coach, I'm not wrestling one. He's like, yo, we can go back to 171 now. That guy is gone. I said, bro, I'm trying to play linebacker in college. I need to gain weight, so I need 189. He said, we already got somebody there. So either 171 or 215. I said, let's do 215. And at that time, I was weighing 175. So I was like, 215, that's heavy, dog. But you know what? That I saw the benefit because that's when I started getting smarter. I'm a 215, but I'm wrestling like a 171. 215 pounders, they can never go on their knees. They can never move around. They always want to just grab big, heavy dudes. And they gonna find me coming out here shooting their legs, picking them up, slamming them because I'm stronger than 215. So I went in there. I literally nobody beat me. I went to district for wrestling, and nobody knew me because I didn't wrestle my junior year. And one guy said, "I remember you. I think did you wrestle a couple years ago, 171?" I was like, "Yeah." How you know? It's like because I see you from somewhere, but I saw your name. I'm like, "Who is this kid?" In 215, I never seen it before. I went in there and I wrestled. They put me at a number 4 seat, and I went against the number 1 seat in district. But listen, me and him was neck and neck, and his coach thought I was gonna be a piece of cake, neck and neck. And it's like 10 seconds left in the clock, and I was like in the bottom position, and I need to escape to win. So my coach looked at me and said, "Yo, this is it. It's on you. Undefeated season, going on the journey or what?" So once that whistle blew, I did my little rollout, and I won. And then from then on, everybody else was so easy. And that number 1 seat looked at me like, "Yo, who is this guy?" And I'm like, "Yeah, little do you know, bro, I've been here before."
Yeah, I love that, bro. That's a beautiful story. So you wrestled 215 at 170. Did you put any weight on?
Nope. I loved it because wrestling, it was so hard for me to always maintain that 171. So I had to starve myself. But this one, I was eating Wendy's, I was jogging, living it up, bro. I would always make weight class. So it was really good for me. So it helped me bulk up and just chill for wrestling and get the aggressiveness and learn more. So it was cool. District. So then when you win district, you go to regionals. So I went to regionals, and I never got pinned that whole season. Went to regionals. I wrestled somebody in regionals. I think like the 4th seed in regionals. So I was number 1 seed from district. And I lost by 1 point. I didn't get pinned. I lost by 1 point. But then I thought about it. After that, I said, "Coach, I'm done." He said, "What you mean you done?" I said, "Bro, there's no point of me doing this no more because 1, I'm not going to risk losing my undefeated where I'm going to be a pin. I'm not going to do that because now I'm on the bottom of the barrel going to get state champion. And then even if I win third seed of regional, I'm going to go against the number 1 seed in states." Nah, Coach, I'm straight.
So you want to keep your perfect record?
Of course. Bro, listen, I didn't get pinned I can still say today, I never got pinned my whole senior season. I don't care, bro. So Coach like, "Bro, you a quitter like that?" I said, "Coach, honestly, I'm not planning to do wrestling in college. I just wanted to do this now. I got my medal right here, district champion. After that, I'm not trying to be a state. If I would have won regionals, I would have gone to state and play. But for me to go 4th seed, 3rd seed regional and go number 1 against states, nah, that's a waste of time. I'm gonna lose. I'm not doing that."
So how they react? They accept your decision?
Of course, they had no choice. They were mad at me. They said, "I'm really disappointed in you." I said, "No, it's okay, Coach. I'm playing football. It's all right." So the whole time, I was chilling, and that's it. And I was happy I did it. I seen literally the person that beat me went to state and got pulverized in state, bro. Embarrassing. I was like, "You wanted me to do that? Nah, bro, you're gonna mess up my chip on my shoulder."
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious. So your freshman year, Robert Morris, when do you I want you to tell me the moment when you knew, "Oh, I can not only do I belong here, I'm gonna be the man here."
Well, I want to say even before that, when I first started second guessing myself, was freshman year. That's when I learned my homeboy Cliff had to prop because it was grades. But they told me that I had to come in because I had a neck injury prior. I had to make sure I could clear. So first day of camp, we chilling, whatever, we doing whatever, and then the veterans come in. I would never forget this day, bro. The veterans came in on a Jeep. They pulled up in the Jeep, and you saw what's his name, Horace, bald-headed, big light-skinned dude, Jerome Kyler, big swole bald head, and I'm like, "Who these dudes?" "Oh, that's the strong safety." "That big dude?" Bro, all I saw was biceps, and I'm like, "This dude is huge." I look at me and Cliff like, "Yo, what the hell's going on, dog?" Listen, all I could say was like, "Yo, wait till I get my grown man strength." These dudes got the grown man strength. Right now, I'm only at 17, bro. I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah, bro. Yes, sir.
I was scared, but to be honest with you, when I realized that I was gonna be good was doing that rabbit drill. When I was
you remember
everybody at missing, when I did that and I got to, I'm like, bro, I'm already faster than a lot of these dudes. And then went to the gym, and I'm like, these dudes don't even work out like that. Like, I'm stronger than a lot of these dudes. I'm like, hey, hold on a second, bro. There's something a little different here. But I got comfortable though. I ain't gonna lie. One thing you said to me, I remember my freshman year. I got comfortable. I was chilling, eating food, and then like I wasn't playing that year, so I wasn't going to the weightlifting. I was just home, and me and Cliff, and then like I was just eating. But first time eating the calf food, loving it. The calzones every week. I came in one day and I saw you. You was like, you're fat. I said, what you mean? He's like, you're fat. What are you doing? And then you introduced me to Murray Pool. And like, yo, I didn't bring you here to be fat. Come on, man. And I'm like, yo, you think I'm fat? And bro, listen, I hold that very sincere when someone call me fat, bro. I came a long way from being fat. When you told me that, I said, yo, I'm done with this fat food stuff. I didn't prepare myself. I talked to Pool. He gave me some little jump rope. He said, yo, I'm going to get a jump rope. Use this when you're home because like you can't work out with a team, but you do your own stuff. Hit the gym. Ever since then, I was like, cut out no more of that calzone. I cut that out quickly. We started doing spin class, lifting weights. It's all free. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to utilize it. And the Rob Morris is so boring. There was nothing else to do. So that right there got me back into got my momentum back. All right, cool. So that got me ready for the season. That's when I realized that, all right, cool. Let's see what's going to happen.
Yeah, man. So your freshman year, you start day one, first day game, day one, right?
Sophomore year. Yes, because remember freshman, I redshirted.
Yeah. So okay, your freshman year football wise.
Yes.
You start day one.
Yep. They already had me there. They already said it, and they brought in some kid named John Ladon, who was supposedly, I never seen Rad and Rach was on Ladon's nutsacks like nobody's business, dog. When I first came in, they loved me, right? But when my actual year started, they loved Ladon. Ladon was like a smart genius, supposedly. Right. And he was picking up the defense like this. I could not pick that up for nothing, bro. I was like, yo, listen, I'm just gonna go hit somebody, right? That's it. Right. And then they were sitting there, Ladon, and I'll never forget when I met Ladon. Like I met him there, and I'm like, what are you making white boy for? Who is this white boy? And I heard like he was a man. He went to all black school and all that stuff. I'm like, whatever, man. He's still white. He ain't gonna beat me. Right. So I learned that, but he picked up he used it to his advantage. Don is smart. It took me a while to pick up
one of the smartest human beings I've ever met in my life.
Oh God.
One of the smartest, book smart, like I was amazed. I used to watch him in meetings, dog, and the questions that he would ask and how he would look at the board. And I'm just like, yo, what is he seeing? Because his ACT, his GP, like, dog, when he was valedictorian of his high school, bro, I think he had like a 3. I think, bro, do you know that this fool started a PhD program and just playing around with it? Playing around. I'm talking about some real at Carnegie Mellon, one of the toughest and most prestigious schools in the world. He just playing around. I hope he finished by now.
Bro, but if that's my dude, though.
You know it ain't because of intelligence. It's just because he like, because he
don't care. But that's the thing I like. I couldn't stand on my freshman year. I was like, this suck up, man. I don't even know more. I thought I had an advantage because I was there a year before and I learned a little bit. But this dude came in freshman year, learning the whole book, asking questions, crazy. I'm like, yo, what is he talking about? Like, I don't even know what this stuff. But I got to learn, got to know him. He's a smart dude, like you said. Book smart and street smart.
Yes.
And I realized that when I met him, I saw a black girl. I said, yeah, who? You talking about white chocolate? I said, white chocolate? Come on, this white boy? So yeah, we know he went to all black school. His name is Ladon. He got a twin. That dude is smart. But he was smart. When I realized he was smart was when we played football my freshman year, coach always said, the middle linebacker call the plays. So I call the plays, but I don't know what the hell these plays are telling me to do. I swear to you, dog. First blitz play, he said, "Oh, Larry, what is it? Is it Larry or Louis? I forgot."
Larry. It's Larry. Probably Larry.
Yeah, so he said Larry, whatever. So you got to call it to the strong side or to the weak side. So whatever the strong side is opposite. I'm like, I don't know, strong from weak. I don't know what. So Ladon would help me. But what I realized, he wasn't really helping me. He put the Larry always to his side. He was the blitzer every time. Bro, I didn't realize it till mid-season. I'm like, yo, you think you slick? You're a smart dude. Cause I started picking up the offense then. But then at that time, me and him started to get a relationship. Me, him, and Justin. Dude, that was the time of my life. I ain't gonna lie to you. First game of the season, they call it Monster Blitz, which is for me. And I said, yo, I gotta make an impact, bro. Like, literally, this is my first time playing college football. I'm getting money to come to school here. No, they call it Blitz play. I sacked the quarterback my first blitz, and I started yelling out, yo, my name is James Noel, number 48. You're gonna see me all day. like that, yelling at him. And I said, every time you're gonna hear me all day. Every tackle, it's me again, Jay Noel, number 48. But the old linemen couldn't stand me. And my team was laughing. I'm like, yo, are you gonna talk the whole game? I said, hell yeah, they're gonna know my number like that. So ever since then, bro, I was like, okay, this thing gonna be awesome.
Oh man, see, dude, I'm just picturing everything you saying, man, and how that sense of accomplishment and knowing, you know what I'm saying, you get caught on the blitz, man, and when Rad design a blitz for you, bro, it's a beautiful thing, bro. When you get back
bro.
there, Woo, just and the genius, and we go let's talk about Bad Rad, man. So I again, one of the greatest football minds in the history of the game. Joe Paterno's original star linebacker, Joe Paterno's first linebacker coach, the man who's responsible for the Pittsburgh Steelers drafting Hall of Famer Franco Harris. For those who don't know, we're talking about invented blocking with your hands versus like this. People don't know that. Bad Rad invented that. We're talking about one of the greatest offensive line coach in the history of the game. Taught me how to recruit, coach me, and again, to play linebacker for that kind of pedigree, man, was an honor. So, what's your favorite Bad Rad stories, man? Because he was very a certain way with linebackers, depending on who you were. Because I know you as a star player, he was with you a certain way. He talked to you and dealt with you a certain way. But what is some stuff you can remember, man, that stand out to you about your relationship with Bad Rad?
I never, if I had to think about my relationship with Bad Rad, I would have thought I was a star player. That dude was on me, bro. He'd be like, hey, who made that play? Is that Noel? Yeah, that's me, coach. Were you supposed to be that? No, you're a fucking asshole. I'm like, what? But I made the play. That's not the play. You're not supposed to do this. And I'm like, yo, but I don't understand why you're complaining. So it's like, he'll ask me questions and he'll tell me, he'll call me a fucking asshole. And I'm like, yo, this dude got one more time to call me a fucking asshole, bro. But then, like, I didn't realize until later on, like, a coach told me, Rach, actually, said, listen, when he talks to you like that, when he likes you. When he don't talk to you, that's when you have to worry. And I'm like, okay, I get it. They must really like me because that dude called me fucking asshole at least 6 times. It became that first meeting we had. My biggest thing was I had this problem in high school. My coach tried to teach me how to read O-linemen. I could never read. I never understood the concept of reading linemen. When they're pulling, when they stand. So I would just read the quarterback. And he told me, I see how you play. You play off just talent. Because you're watching a quarterback pivot, they're going to trick you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, how he realize that? So I'm like, yo, this dude is smart. So then when he told me that, he said, I want you to read guard. That's going to make you a better linebacker. So I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, I got you. I'm going to read guard. I ain't read nothing. First game of the season, I would always make that false step because the quarterback, whenever he turned this way, I would make that false step. So when he spin around, I'm always a step delayed. And he'll point it. Look at Noel. Look at his asshole. I see that false step. Oh, wait. You didn't make the play? Oh, he's so damn fast. All right. You let me get the play. I think it happened the following season. That whole season, I played, honestly, that first game, and this is more on my stuff because the first game, I didn't read guards. I still don't understand the concept of reading guards. So then I was reading the quarterback pivot. He would cuss me out. He was like, look, see, you're delayed. Oh, wait, hold on. You still made the play. You're lucky you're fast. Stop doing that, Noel. And I'm like, cool, no problem. But then I'm like, yo, coach, my first game of the season, I got a pick for 33 yards, 10 tackles, a sack. I think I'm going to still read the quarterback. It's all right, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be fine. So it wasn't until after in the off season, we started watching film, and he would show me and help me understand how to read guards. And literally say you would see a triangle. Don't focus on one person, just focus in the area. And when you see something come across, and I'm like, oh, and that's what my coach meant in high school. If I knew that in high school, I'd have been so much better. Because in high school, I made 100 couple tackles as well, but straight off, watching the quarterback and just going for the ball.
Yeah, it's a difficult concept for young linebackers to understand, especially the ones that are so athletic. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good lesson that you learned early on that athletic ability can only get you but so far, man, because as you get more into your career, you know, the game gets more complicated, so you have to read those keys. But so you eventually start learning to read guards, and the game started getting easier for you. So
I want to say my sophomore year, because my sophomore year on the field was my junior year, and it was more of that's when me and the linebackers, we started really gelling together. My freshman year, I was supposed to break the school record, or the single season record, but St. Francis game, our last game of the season, was a muddy game. So I was averaging 10 tackles a game, and I literally, that game, I was at my last game of the season, I had 100 tackles. I needed 9 more tackles to break the record. I literally made 8 tackles, and after I was so muddy, they couldn't even tell who was making tackles anymore. So they just let me just tie it. And I know I beat that shit my freshman year, but I let it go. I said, all right, so next year I'm going to kill it. So that's when me and my linebackers started. I think they came out with an article. They called us the Three Kings. Like, we were the linebacker core returners. We had a good season. I made Rookie of the Year that year. And it's like, we started, and that's when I understood the defense now. That offseason, I understood the defense a little bit better. I understood how to read guards. So I was literally, my junior year, I was in comfort, bro. Like, literally, I was in there, like, comfortable, bro. Like, this is nothing.
Man, that's cool. So you're the linebackers. So tell me what you really appreciate about both LaDon and Marino as your flanking unit.
They had that good traits. Like, they were always like, LaDon was my go-to guy when I needed something, because he was always smart. He always thinking 2 steps ahead. Marino was just like, he was cool, but he was the dude that just he was the best dressing linebacker, the good kid. That's the guy who did it. Like, he was the varsity blues dude. Right there, 100%. He even went off the field with his hair slicked to the side, with his creased up khakis. I'm like, yo, you really think you in varsity blues? So, like, those dudes, we didn't clash because, like, we knew our part. They said, yo, James, I ain't gonna lie, you fast, bro. And, like, honestly, we can play things up. Like, I'll pass things to you and you just clean up. And I'm like, bro, listen, same concept. I'm forcing it to you, you clean up. So we always had like a brotherhood that we didn't mind hitting, sharing tackles. We didn't mind being that, stopping the thing and forcing it back to you, because it's like, it's not about that. It's not about, if you make a tackle, we all make a tackle.
Yeah.
So that's where I loved about them. We even said that, you know what? And here's the thing though, right? I'm a Haitian kid. I watch a lot of TV. So I'm seeing this though, yo, for you to really have that brotherhood, Varsity Blues, or what's that one called with Denzel Washington? The Titans. Remember the Titans?
Yeah, remember the Titans.
We gotta hang out. You put me outside of football. So literally they would come, they came to Miami for spring break and they stayed with me. I remember.
Wow. For real?
Yes,
they
bro.
did
They
it
came
for
down.
real?
They came, yes, sir. Like, listen,
that's dope, man.
They came to Miami, and then they know like you from Miami, so the Don was cool. Jonathan was like, listen, Marino was so scared, bro. Justin was so scared to come to Miami, and then we came to Heather's mom's house. My wife's mom at the time. My mom, they live in the hood, so we went over there just to pass by. I was not gonna have them stay there. We went to back there, so we passed by the hood, and he was like, they're like. The Don was cool. We're like, oh, okay, what's up? What's going on? Like, he was in the hood, literally, like, there was like a dope hole and everything else. So we just came out to show. I want to show him around.
Right.
Justin was so scared. He had his bag. He was like, where do you want me to put my bag? I said, no, we ain't staying here. He was like, oh, thank God.
That's hilarious,
bro.
So y'all spent a spring break together, man. That's so dope, bro. So they enjoyed it. I'm guessing they enjoyed themselves.
They definitely enjoyed themselves. We went to the beach, hang out, go to the strip club. I said, Justin, he was so scared. So I brought to make sure I brought to a white strip club too, so he could enjoy himself. And then we had a lot of fun. And then we actually talked and we discussed next season how we're gonna do this. And I talked to them about, yo, listen, certain things I know is like, LaDon, you're smart, but you're weak as hell. Let me help you. Let's work out together. Let's stretch together before a game. And that's when we started creating those rituals. We work out together. We stretch together before. We had our own little pack amongst ourselves, and like literally, we were on one accord. And the coaches literally, they didn't have to coach us anymore. Like literally, we had everything up to date. It was crazy. Rattles
bro. I noticed that with y'all too. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but Rattles, he would complain about everybody else, and the only person who really compared to the linebacker core would be Justin, because he was still, and that's why the season he didn't start. But everyone we were in line like, oh, Noel, is that you? Yeah, coach. why did you blitz here? You supposed to come here. I said, because he had me, Rad taught me this. If you're blitzing to the A gap and they flow away from you, why are you wasting your time? Switch to the opposite A. And he's like, hey, why you blitzing? I called Louis this way and you went that way. I said, but Rad, the ball went the opposite side. He said, oh, you're right. Good job. I was like, oh, see? I'm learning from him. And the minute I heard that from him, I was like, bro, listen, I'm chilling. I'm crossing my legs. And I'm like, let's see what's going on.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. That's dope. So your senior year, man, you in as one of the, I mean, on top, number one, bro. You finished number one all time career, pretty much every statistic. You know what I'm saying? Again, you're ranked as one of the best all time for the conference. So you getting accolades, you getting articles, you getting on a program. You know what I'm saying? Interviews and
myself.
Yeah. So senior year, man, what was some of the accolades that you won? Like that where you invited? What was some of the perks of doing all the stuff that you did?
I was invited to. I made the Don Hanson All-American. I was invited. My agent at the time hooked me up with what's her name, Lauren. She was I forgot her name, but she was a track runner. She's like she went for a track for the Olympics. Lauren something, Lauren. I can't remember her name, but they had us as speakers at a high school banquet or something like that. So speakers, and like, I'm like, how am I a speaker? I did some in college, but I'm not an NFL. This goes in the Olympics. What the hell am I gonna say? You know
right.
Did some stuff like that. I learned a lot from you and some other GAs that told me like little tips like, yo, you gonna be 5 years. Don't be that guy and be a super senior. Do something else. And that's when I found a program. I did my master's program, integrated program. I got in contact with a bunch of professors that really helped me. It helped me because coming from Miami in college, I literally couldn't even, like, I know Miami, your education, you don't even know how to type. Huh? Sorry. This is this. I don't know. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Is that the one in the bathroom? That you put in the bathroom? Sorry.
Yeah, we almost done, bro. I know that look. I know that look, bro. Oh, Mary, I know that look.
It's a look of 3 kids.
Let's speed this thing up. Let's speed it up.
No, it's good. So it's so then what was I saying?
Talk about the first time you, as a computer engineer. Tell the story of the first time you turned the computer on. How old were you? Where were you? Because I still find that to be so fascinating. Because people take that for granted, and I try to explain to him, like, the people, like, man, you gotta understand, a lot of us don't get exposed to stuff. So the first time you turned on a computer and it really worked on like typing and stuff, when were you? How old?
My freshman year in college.
Freshman year in college. So I want people to understand that. And you graduated what year in high school?
2001.
2001, where someone is first time turning the computer on is their freshman year in college. So we gotta think about. Say it again?
I never had a computer at home because my parents couldn't afford it. They had a computer class, but I didn't pay attention to that.
Right. Yeah. So I remember you and Cliff telling me that story, like, and the fact that y'all go on and get master's degrees in communication and information systems. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful, powerful thing, man. So, but before we do that, let's talk about your pro career. So you got a chance to play overseas, right?
Yeah, I got drafted to the CFL, Canadian Football League.
You did make it to the CFL.
Yeah, I did make it to CFL. And then the idea was I wanted to go to NFL. At that time, they had NFL Europe also still available.
Yeah.
And I even had a conversation with Rach. And that's when Rach was at Pittsburgh Steelers. And he was telling me, yo, listen, James, I recruited you. You know what I'm saying? I know you can play, but the level of the talent, which is the biggest problem, is that the team you play, they don't respect it in that level. But if you do well in Canada, I can definitely bring you up. You can play. You're gonna play 3 seasons in one, but you do well in Canada, bring you up NFL Europe, and we can see what's going on. Because I know you can play. I know you're athlete. I'm like, cool. So in my head, I'm like, I'm Gucci. Let's go to Canada. Man, listen here, bro. I went to Canada. I realized there's a difference between collegiate football, and professional football.
And professional
Big
football.
difference, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Bro. Collegiate football, it's just like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to do this. The love of the game, Monday through Saturday. You get Sunday off. Professional, Monday through Sunday, no days off. This is it. And you get hurt, you better do something. And like you had those 2 days, and we were in Canada, and I'm like, yo, I'm tired. I remember calling my girlfriend at the time, like, yo, we don't have a day off. I'm used to at least getting Sundays off. You don't get no days off. This is really for money. I don't know if I like this.
Hey, so what team did you get a tryout with?
I went for the Montreal Alouettes.
Oh.
I was there when, damn, what's this guy's name? There was a guy from the Dallas Cowboys that got kicked out of the league for a black guy for I think for alcohol use. He got kicked out of NFL, and he came to he played for Alouette that year. Big name dude. So that year when I first came in, there was a lot of light into our team because of him. So I went in there thinking like, it's all good. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to play. It's no big deal. I've done it before. They underestimate my skills, but come to find out, the Canadian football is a big difference from U.S. football, and it's a setup. And I didn't realize that it's a huge setup because the athleticism that comes from the U.S. compared to Canada is a big difference.
Yeah,
I saw their number one pick in their draft, some skinny dude, little bald-headed dude. I'm like, who is that? He's strong safety. And I saw a dude that came from U.S. Remind me of Troy Polamalu, dog. When I say that dude was raw talent, the dude would let his hair out. He was moving. I was like, this nigga's a beast. And I'm like, who's this guy they got from the thing? And I'm like, I started reading up on Canadian football. They purposely bring a lot of U.S. people to Canada, but they're only allowed for each position to have one or two U.S. people. So I'm like, yo, for my linebacker core, they brought 40 people, and they only kept 2. Everybody else is Canadian. I'm like, yo, is that even right? Like, it don't make no sense. But that's the only way they do it. It's a business. And I'm like, that's crazy. And then the way they play is different because they have me, I'm a middle linebacker, but they said middle linebacker in Canada football is a nose guard. I'm like, hold on, what? and they'll tell me straight up, Rad taught me that backpedaling was a waste of movement. No backpedaling. Open up, and I'm like, okay, and I realized that you're right. All that backpedaling stuff is like, it's crazy to me because it's a waste of movement. To get out your backpedal and to open up is super hard.
Yep.
What Rad taught me was literally opening up, and I'm like, I learned so much, but then I try to bring it there, and they try to revert me back to the old ways. And it was hard for me. So they were like, okay, and I'm reading guards, like, no, we want you to read the quarterback. And I'm like, excuse me?
Wow.
It was crazy.
Interesting.
And they'll tell you that, and then the field was so huge, they want me to read the quarterback. And it's like, I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm just being reversed back to 9th grade again. Like, it's just crazy. So I didn't pick up. I didn't pick up as I wanted to. Like, I was playing, and Taiwan came there also. Me and Taiwan played the same team. So Taiwan got there.
Taiwan made the team too?
Yeah, Taiwan came to the team as well. We went to camp. So I was like, yo, I got my homeboy with me. We about to wreck shot. Man, I was wrong. Listen, bro. I went in there. I think I did 2 weeks and I got cut because like I wasn't picking up as fast as I could. But I'm like, yo, and I had the same problem in college. My rookie year, I didn't really know, and I started picking up later. I'm like, yo, coach, and then my agent taught me how to be professional. When you lose or you get cut, you still got to be professional because you want to get that chance to come back again next year.
Right.
So I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, I understand or whatever, but I mean, I'll pick up next year. I'll get ready to come back and I'll show you the difference. And I will definitely be looking for you. So it's like, all right, cool, it's a job. So I was like, all right, cool. My agent told me, don't worry about it. We understand. It happens to the best of them. You come back and we'll do whatever. And I talked to my boy Taiwan. 2 weeks later, he got cut. So the plan was to come back next year and make it better. But then that's when my father got sick. He got diagnosed with cancer. So
yeah, I remember reading about that, man. And so, yeah. So you had to make that decision between taking care of pops and trying another chance.
Correct. So I literally told my pops, like, listen, my agent was like, listen, we need to get ready because before teams go in, I need to get you back in. You try out, get ready. And I told him, listen, man, my dad's sick, he got cancer, and I want to be here for him at that time. He said, listen, no offense, but I want to be honest with you because I'm your agent, it's my job. This is a business. So you either do it, you have to come there, kind of put that aside and move forward because these teams are not looking at it. They need to see you now. I said, well, if that's the case, then I'm gonna fall back this year, call it a day. And I always thought to myself like, yo, am I gonna regret this? But then like I spent that, and I honestly feel like I didn't, because my father had cancer, and I spent that time with him. I literally got to know my father way more than I ever have in my whole 23 years of living. And literally, he passed away, I want to say, a year later. So I don't regret any of that. Like, me and him was like brothers at that time. He taught me things, he told me things, and I'm like, yo, Dad, so when it's time to get married, how do I feel? He'll give me his experiences. I'm like, yo, how come you didn't talk to me like this when we were younger? He said, because I'm not, like, I wasn't built that way. As Haitians, we here to discipline you without friends. But now, like, I need you because you supported me, because him and my mom were separated, and all my brothers scattered. So we have 5 brothers. One died when I was younger from sickle cell. The other one got older. He went to Daytona. The other one got caught up in drugs, selling drugs, so he in and out of jail. And my little brother stayed with my mom. So nobody was there to look out for my dad. So when I came back, I was like, I got to take that. I'm fine with it. So it was me and him, ride or die. We go to club together. It was crazy.
Let's go, man.
So yeah, man. So I loved it. I don't regret it at all.
Yeah, man. Glad to hear that, man. Beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful. So you graduate, man. You get your degree. Professional football don't work out. So tell me about getting that master's degree. How good? Because get your bachelor's degree. Tell me about graduation, the energy, and then tell me also about graduating for the master's degree, and how proud and how did you feel, man, walking across that stage both of those times?
I felt like also graduation, I was a little cheated because I didn't graduate with my class, because they graduated a year before me, because I did 5 years. So I stayed an extra year. So all the people I knew that graduated, LaDar and all of them, I stayed 1 more year. So I stayed with people that I didn't really know, because I was doing an integrated program. So I was literally, and people kept saying, like, my homeboys told me all the time, oh, you had it lucky in college. I said, please, let me tell you my schedule. I get up in the morning, 5 a.m. workouts. I go to class during the day. I go to have practice in the afternoon. Then I get out practice and go to take a bus down to Pittsburgh, take my master's courses until 10 p.m. And I don't have no car. This is in the snow. I'm catching a bus back here. Didn't have to work at the campus security to make some extra bread to send money to my mom. So, bro, you can keep that whole, it was easy to yourself.
And this is after being a 4-time All-American.
Yes.
This is
100%.
After all the accolades.
Yes.
And I want people to understand the hustle, because this is a person who was what we called a counter. Can't call it a full scholarship. Yeah. But after 4 years of service to an institution and doing his part, he's still, no complaints, but working in an integrated program, working on a master's degree, where it's still got to work, late nights and still grinding, because the grind don't stop.
Yes,
yeah,
100%.
Man. Yes, sir.
It was tough, though. It was tough, but that's one thing that I learned. And me and Cliff had that same drive. We Haitians, bro. We come out of here. We don't. Yes, dude. We come out of here and like literally we didn't come here to play. So we in the snow. We hustling, busting, and working. Hustling, busting, and working. And then like in the snow doing what we gotta do. And it's like people were like, yo, what you doing? And my homeboys Taiwan to tell you, they're the hardest working Haitians I've met in my life. Haitians are the hardest workers. And it's like, it's not even that. Y'all taking this for granted. I'm out here. I didn't come here to just chill. And then, and as you said, as counters, we got just enough to pay for school, but we didn't get no extra money.
No, sir.
So like all that people getting cut refund check, we didn't get none of that. We were happy the school got paid. My parents got to come out of pocket. So if I need some money, I got to work. And that's one of the biggest things we realized. So.
Yeah, bro. Again, that hustle, that grind, bro. Cause you said a whole lot right there, man. Again, I'm just why I'm proud of you, and I want them to hear these type of stories, man. I want them to hear it, because I told Nate, I didn't have fun playing football because I saw it as work. I wish I would have had more fun. Like I said, you think I'm bullshitting. When I tell you lived you had fun. I didn't have fun, bro. I didn't have fun. It was a job, bro. My teammates tell you they were scared of me, bro. Cause I didn't talk. I didn't party. I didn't have fun. Bro, I was so serious, man. Because I didn't know that's really one of the few regrets in my life, man, that I didn't have more fun, man. Enjoy the experience. Yeah, man, but again, see you, man. But so you end up getting a job. So what was the first job you got with your master's degree, and how was it hard to get it? Because you remember that story with Cliff, And yeah, bro, that was the funniest thing. So understanding, and I want people to understand the difference between having a degree in something, but also having the practical knowledge to be able to start work, because a degree is not going to be enough. You're not gonna get your teaching, your certifications that work. You got to get on your own. You got to learn the stuff on your own, and then they gonna hire you. They're not gonna hire you because you got a degree. So how was it for you?
It was tough because my first job, I didn't even. And one thing I remember I would never forget, because you also got your master's before me, and you told me, listen, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. You're not gonna use your master's until like in your 30s. And I'm like, really? You talking about I got my master's? Like, I'm 23 years old. I'm gonna use my stuff. You crazy? So, when I got out of school, I couldn't find a job. I was a little depressed. My wife, girlfriend at the time, really looked out for me, where in a sense where she was working, but I wasn't. So she would work and make sure, like, give me stuff, buy me things. And I'm home. I a little depressed because one, my career didn't end up where I wanted to in the NFL. My dad was sick. So I'm home playing video games all day. Like, that's all I'm doing, taking care of my dad and playing video games. And then literally it took a kick in the butt from her. Like, yo, what are you doing? The person I met was not like this. You just playing video games. And mind you, I stopped playing video games my freshman year in college. Right. Because it was honestly, when you up there, you bored, all you do is play video games. So when I stopped playing video games my freshman year in college because of a Madden argument, I thought, this is stupid. I'm done with this. I swear to you, my GPA skyrocketed. I made Dean's List the following year, and I'm like, bro, why waste my time? So then I'm back home playing video games again. My girl's like, yo, you playing video games all night, and you tired, and you don't got no job. Like, what's going on? So then I like, you know what? I gotta do something. So then I mind you, at the time I had braids in my hair and everything else. So I started going to job interviews. Listen, one of the jobs I tell people I'll 100% be aware from these snake in the grass jobs, enterprise. Oh God, snake in the grass, bro. Those guys are like, and Uncle Tom's, like they literally told me they call it the management and training program. Oh, you got everything we need, but you got the master's degree. This is awesome. How do we know you're not going to want to leave? And I'm like, well, I didn't say I want to leave. This is my first job, foot in the door. I want to get to know and become a manager and so on. They told me, so what if I tell you had to cut your hair? Why would I need to cut my hair? I'll keep it clean, keep it groomed. Yeah, but and just like cut your hair and fix your hair, it's to me, it's a lot to us that we kind of make sure you have that clean cut. And I was like, well, if you tell me I have to cut my hair down, I'm not gonna come. So period. Like, nobody's gonna tell me what I have to do. If it was my religion, you can't tell me to do it. So they, well, I mean, think about it. I really want to hire you, but that's one of the things where I'm just being honest with you, that we're gonna ask you to shave your face and cut your hair. I said, no, I'm good. All right, cool. And I was like, I regret not doing it. I didn't take the job, and I got another job being a educational teacher kind of thing, where I would teach kids drug abuse, sexual addiction, and so on. So I would have to go from school to school, and I'm like, I wish I took that damn job. This is garbage, bro. Listen, I was getting paid like $23,000 a year. I had my car. Literally, I got enough to pay for my car insurance, and one bill. That's it. That's how much I got paid. And I was like, this is horrible, bro. But over time, I realized that I'm glad I didn't take that job, because I hear all the stories now, horror stories. How the management trainee got you outside in your suit, washing cars, sweating, doing this crazy hours, and you're not really a manager for real. And this is where one of the things I realized, and I tell people coming out of college, don't take that job, because they're looking for people just out of college, because they know how hard it is, which is not fair though. You come out of college, you spend 4 years in school to get educated, and when you leave, they prey on people like you because they know nobody else is gonna hire you, get the foot in the door. So they give you that old management training stuff.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you, bro. I hear you, but one thing I'm gonna say is that's the world we live in now. There's gonna be some changes and coming, but no time soon to the point. But that is the world, man, we live in, man. As messed up as it is, bro. Sales positions and anything that's going. But you say you regret it because the lessons that you learn from that, it's just a continuation of football, bro. It don't stop. We know that, bro. It don't stop. And so we got to always start over. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. For example, I've been in education for 22 years, bro. In May of next year, bro, I made a decision bro. I'm like Big Papi, bro. I'm going off in the sunset, bro. I'm waving, bro. You think I'm bullshit? I'm dead ass, bro. I'm waving because I put a lot in the education, man. 22 years, but I feel like it's time, like God saying, it's time for something else, man. It's time for me to be, what I heard is the definition of innovation is when you're not reinventing yourself. It's using who you are with everything you've learned up to that point in your life and putting it in a new context. That's what innovation is. So it's some other things, man, and opportunities out there that I just, I got to step out of my comfort zone and go try it out. Let's see, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that first computer job or tech job, I still want to hear the person who freshman year, first time turned a computer on, to the first time you got hired to do what you got your degree in.
Yeah. The thing that helped me was when I was in school, I was in the summertime when I come home, again, back on the grind, working out and looking for a job, because I know I already had in my mind, me and Cliff, we had in our mind somebody's working out trying to take our position. So when we get home, we're working out with athletes, like athletes that went to big name schools, pro athletes. Like I think my senior year, we worked out with Willis McGahee and his godfather, and they literally worked this out. So I was working at a place, an insurance company, and they just threw me in the IT department. And that's when I realized I started liking IT, but I still didn't know it like that. So my first job, I got hired from this guy. It was like a startup company. And I told him, I got my degree in this, but I'm learning. I want to learn more and take me under the wing. And he loved it because he could pay me a little bit less than the average. So I said, I'll take it. As long as I can do my studies and get my certifications. So that was my first time at a job working computers. Bro, I swear to you, bro, it was crazy because that's when I realized everything you learn from school prepares you to work in a professional field. That's it. Everything else you learn from your job. Right. So it's like when people look at the degree and look at it, oh, this is perfect. I know he's a professional. He can be able to work in a professional field. I know he know how to send emails. He know how to work in groups and so on. But as a specialized in some things, you learn that when you're in the workplace. And that kind of bothered me because I'm like, nobody wanted to let my foot in the door to learn that. I'm looking for more experience. When am I going to get it? I was in school trying to learn, jerk. So it's like, it bothers me big time with that. I was very disgruntled, but now I get it. But you
figured it out. That's right. You say, now you get it. So please explain. What exactly do you get? Explain that.
I get it because it's like, when it comes to the way it is where they look for more experience and then the actual degree, the combination of the two makes you a person, like 100%. So then like you do look for experience. So that's why I tell kids all the time now, while you're in school, do an internship. Whatever you're in school for it, so when you get out of school, you had that degree and you had that actual experience. So that way you become that stigma that nobody realizes, yo, you got everything I need, plus you got experience. Come on in right now. And I told him that, and I told my people, like, one thing I said to myself, I said, you know what, if one thing I can do, I'm gonna pay it forward. The way you taught me and you taught Cliff, I'm gonna make sure I'm there for somebody else. Because without you, I swear I was lost. So the things you taught me, I used that and I learned to, you know what, I gotta give it to somebody else. So the kids that's coming up, I tell them the same thing. Some kids don't listen to you that way, but then I got that one kid, and I told you about him, David Jean Baptiste. I didn't even know you knew him. I told him about the same experience I had, and he told me he was going to Chattanooga. I said, listen, bro. And he told me his freshman year he couldn't play, he redshirted. I gave my experience. I said, look for a 5-year program. They're going to pay for you anyways. They're going to use you like a mule. So you use them. Get your game, get your money, and get your school. Trust me, bro. And now, and he called me the other day, he said, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I listen to you. And I'm in my master's program now. And I'm like, dude, thank you, bro. At least I got to somebody.
I need you to contact him and tell him who I am to you.
Yes. I was trying to contact him the other day. I'm gonna hit him up right after this, bro. It was crazy to me. And I'm gonna tell him that's where I got my knowledge that I passed to you. It came from you. So it's gonna be sick when you realize that, cause how small, bro.
Cause everybody around here think we're related. Everybody around Chattanooga because of the last name. You know what I'm saying? I try to explain to him, no, we kind of know each other. There's a Haitian thing, mentor, mentee, kind of, sort of, not, so yeah. And so where is he gonna be at the master's program? Where? Here?
Over there in Chattanooga.
Okay.
He's doing it right now. He's doing a 5-year program. And listen, right now he's living it up at the college person right now. So I'm like, yo,
I need to connect with him. I actually owe him, though. I need to but I tell you what, it's gonna happen after you reach out.
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna wait on that phone call, and this is what I want. He got to be the one to schedule a time to meet with me. Bro, I've reached out to that dude so many times, but his schedule is so he's used to things happening a certain way. Like, because my time is very important too. You know what I'm saying? So bro, and all I want to do is fellowship, bro. And we went out one time, but if he living on campus, there ain't no reason why me and him should be hanging out more.
Listen, after this conversation, I guarantee you're gonna get a phone call. Because it's crazy, because you're right what you said, because my homeboy, my little brother, that's his best friend. And he'll tell me how hard it is to contact him because he has practices, and then he be with his girl, and he's just so busy with his frat, because he's in a frat also.
Yeah.
So okay, I get it. I understand. So I thought I'm gonna hit him up. And I called him the other day. Like, matter of fact, he came to Miami and called me out of the blue. And I'm like, David calling me? So I picked the phone. What's up, David? What's going on? I said, what's going on, man? I just want to let you know, thank you, bro. And I take your advice, and I'm doing this, and I'm getting things going, and I'm talking about going overseas to play basketball. I said, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. No matter what's going on right now, I'm gonna let you know I'm proud of you, because you're listening. I've been talking to my brothers, nobody really listening, but at least I know everything I said, it didn't in vain. At least one person listened. So
that's it, bro. That's the thing why we got to keep passing it forward, because it's not about appealing to the masses. It's about appealing to whoever God want you to touch. So we got to keep talking, and the right person is going to hear it. And then, like I told you, the only thing I want from you is to pass it forward, because somebody passed it to me. And that's why this podcast exists, because I want people to hear from me. I want them to hear from you. I want them to learn from you. We going to do this again, bro. This ain't going to be this is the first time, not the last time. And,
it's part one.
Yes, sir. I don't know when I'm going to come back to the crib, man. I don't know when I got to come back to Miami eventually, man. And we got to do this in person, man. You know what I'm saying? But last but not least, man, let's talk about the Big C, man. So again, brother, first of all, you look fucking great. Let me just say that. I got to curse right now, man. So my man deserve it. This podcast again is supposed to be fun, and I wanted you look fucking awesome, dude. I'm the hair growing back really nice, man.
You see it.
That thing growing. Yeah, you look a little Brillo pad on that joint.
You know it. It's called natural now. People pay for this.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's good to see you bouncing back, man. I remember when you called me, and I'm like, this dude don't sound like somebody's sick, man. Your spirits is up, and I know you had bad days, man, but tell me about how this journey has changed your life, man.
Bro, a huge transition. Like, I'm married, literally me and my wife been married for over 8 years, 2001. Graduated, so we've been together over 18 years. Got married in 2012, and like we have 3 kids. Literally, just my twins just turned 2 last week. So I'm gonna be 37 this year. My 36th birthday, bro. That's why I said to all the time. Once you hit 36, it's all downhill. My 36th birthday, bro.
That's what I told you, yeah, bro. Go ahead.
Bro, 36th birthday. I'm all about the gym. So like, I took the day off to go to the gym, banging and clanging. The next morning, I get up to go to work. I use the restroom, and I'm pissing blood. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I'm thinking something's wrong, and I told my wife, hey, I'm taking a day off, I'm going to the doctor. Fast forward, doctor's checking, they can't figure out what's going on. Then I come home one day, I go to the gym, and then my whole left side is hurting me, bro. Like really bad. And I do intermittent fasting to maintain, you know what I'm saying? I gotta maintain this body. So intermittent fasting, I'm thinking it's just gas from my eating, whatever it is, but this thing has been killing me. My wife said, let's go to the emergency room. I end up going, they tell me, yo, you got hydronephrosis. I'm like, what's that? Your kidney's being blocked by something, but we don't know what it is. So we're in there in the hospital trying to figure it out. They don't know what's going on. They go in there, do surgery, and they see that I have a tumor that's causing the blockage. So then now I got to go ahead and do surgery and do a nephrectomy, which is remove my whole left kidney. And this is from a dude that don't get sick. Only issue I had with hospitalized is football. I had a broken hand. That's it. And maybe my nerve damage from my neck. That's it, nothing else. So I'm in the hospital for like 2 weeks, do surgery, nephrectomy. I'm like, bro, I told him, I know about it. The rehab gonna be easy for me. I've been to football. This is nothing. I'll figure it out. Bro, I was wrong. The day after I did a nephrectomy, they removed my kidney. They sent it to pathology to find out whether it's cancerous or not. I swear to you, that day, they told me the same day I got out of the hospital, that night, I started walking. I'm like, bro, are you serious? I just removed the kidney. And it was bad, dog. Like, it was ridiculous. I'd never been through pain like that in my life. So doing that, they came back. They told me I had some kind of rare cancer card. And get this, it's called RMC. And I'm thinking, I said, RMC? And I went to Robert Morris. And my first year Robert Morris, when Robert Morris was called Robert Morris College. I said, ain't that a bitch? I got RMC. And some rare type of cancer,
I can't wait for people to hear this story, bro. So the rare cancer is called RMC.
RMC, yes.
You can't
medullary carcinoma. I cannot. And I told Cliff that. I said, Cliff, what did Robert Morris call before we got there? RMC, or Robert Morris College. I said, exactly, bro. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna tell you, just like Robert Morris. Robert Morris got rid of that name and elevated to university. So I'm about to get rid of this cancer and elevate. Don't worry about that.
I love that, bro. Hey, we gonna make that part of the Robert Morris narrative. Oh, I love that, bro. Oh, I love that. I love that. Go ahead, Peter, finish up.
So because the type of cancer it is, there's no cure. So I literally went to a doctor in the University of Miami, me and my wife. The dude couldn't even look me in my eye. He's like, listen, honestly, this type of cancer, we need to scan again, but if we find it, if it's spread, there's no real cure, and your lifespan is usually 18 months, 6 to 18 months. So, and he wouldn't look me in my eyes, and I'm sorry to tell you, we'll do whatever we can. And my wife is like sitting there boo-hoo-hooing, and I'm looking at this dude like, I feel like I'm in a bad dream. Man, is this dude surreal? I'm like, 6 to 18 months? Nigga, look at my pecs. I work out, bro. What you talking about? Like, are you serious? Like, I don't, in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I work out. Like, are you serious? So then when we left the hospital, my wife was crying. I told my wife, listen, bro, at the end of the day, these doctors, there's a reason why it's called practicing medicine. This is what they do. They're practicing it. These are not real doctors. Our real doctors is one true God. So until he tells me it's over, it's not over. So we went home. My wife started like literally hustling and bustling and found the MD Anderson, the Cancer Institute, with the same thing where they had a guy who literally specializes in this cancer, and he stopped practicing to focus on just this cancer because it's killing so many black people. And what's crazy that it's killing most black males between the age of 18 and 30 something. And that's ridiculous. It's just linked to having sickle cell trait. There's no reason why. They don't understand why it's linked, but they said that everybody that's had it has always had sickle cell trait. So I have sickle cell trait, which is no big deal to me. I never had no problem with it until now I heard this. So it's like, the doctor told me to have faith, don't worry about it. We're gonna do a scan, and then we're gonna give you some chemotherapy to be proactive because this is aggressive cancer. So once we do a scan, they said, okay, we didn't find any traces in your body, but we still have to be aggressive because it's known to come back, and it comes back even stronger. So I had to go through a couple months of chemotherapy, and I'm like, all right, cool, no big deal. And then my whole life changed from that. But like, honestly, I started realizing, seeing life, and this is coming from a dude that I see my father pass away right before me. I've gone through struggles and issues when I was a kid. I see my homeboys that I went to school with go to jail. Literally, when I went to Robert Morris in 2001, I was supposed to bring my homeboys back the year later to my cornerback. He was a beast, Richard Daniel. I told Rad about him, and I saw in the video, yo, I want him. We went. I told him when I came back home, come to find out, him and all my homeboys I used to hang out with, locked up for murder. Like, they went on a murdering spree when we left because all that fighting in North Miami, but we East and West Coast, all that garbage, whatever it was. So these things I go through, and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, yo, I'm going through a lot right now. And at the end of the day, nothing more important in your life. Because at the end of the day, I can have problems, financial issues, wife issues, kids. But at the end of the day, those things can be resolved at some point in time. But when you're gone for good. So I started sitting there just kind of being more, and it's sad to say that this is when you kind of get to know God more, because when you feel like you're on the edge of death. Yeah. I started getting my Bible more, doing this. Me and my wife started getting involved with each other, talking more. And my wife would treat me, I swear, she treated me like I was a dead person right there, bro. Like dead man walking. Always nice to me, never cussing me out. Listen, when I realized I'm going to live is after I finished my chemotherapy, did my last scan, and I came home, I did something wrong, my wife cussed me out. I said, yeah, I'm going to live again. But
that's hilarious, That's when you know everything is back to normal.
Yeah, everything's back to normal. Like I still have to live day by day. I change my eating habits. So I try to stay away from red meat, from meat in general sometimes. I drink a lot of nothing but alkaline water. I'm trying to get back to working out. You see, since all this, and literally I lost my hair, and I thought that shit wasn't coming back. I'll be honest with you. I started learning how to shave my bald head, walking around, buying a bunch of hoodies, a bunch of little skull caps, just to keep my hair warm. And now, like this COVID, and it's sad to say that it's caused a lot of death to people, but it gave me a break from all the medical shots, chemotherapy, and everything else. And it gave me time to recoup, and now I feel like I'm back to my old self. Hair growing back, everything, bro. So I truly appreciate now. I have a different mindset. I try not to get mad for minuscule stuff that doesn't matter. Like at the end of the day, we'll figure it out. My wife the other day lost her wedding ring. The big diamond fell out. And like this, we had it for 10 years. She was broken up about it. I said, babe, who cares? Do you see where we just came from? We'll buy another one. Not worry about that. That's minuscule stuff. Like, you know what? You're right, babe. And we just let it go from there. And like little things like that, my mind frame is now. I'm not worried about stuff like material things, because at the end of the day, we'll make that up. So
yeah,
that's where I'm at. Yeah.
That's a beautiful, man. Again, dude. Let me see. You have definitely broken the record, man. 2 hours and 37 minutes for raw footage, man. This is so dope. Again, I want to thank you for sharing your story. I want to thank you for coming on, man. Again, when I tell you, you are, again, by far, I'm gonna say by far, but I'm gonna say on my list, you rank number one. I say that unapologetically. Taiwan is 1A, you know what I'm saying? Cliff is 2, McNair is 3, you know what I'm saying? As far as talent, 100%, that's the order, you know what I'm saying?
I'm humble, bro, trust me, appreciate it, 100%.
Sure, man, again, man, me and Horst talked about it as far as how Rad taught us to evaluate talent, but for me, it was more about evaluating and investing in people. And like I said, bro, the Haitian thing was just the absolute icing on the cake, bro. I'm like,
yes, it was.
These are my official adopted little brother. If I knew it, y'all was gonna know it. I told y'all. I made a promise, and I kept that joint, man. And to now throw Jean-Baptiste, David in the fold, man, of just, again, small world, man. And so we got to pass it forward, man. And I'm going to put this on your plate, man. Because you got a lot of reasons to live, man. But Haiti, we can't forget about Haiti. I really believe that as Haitian Americans, we're the X factor to the changes, man. Because when I say opportunities, like for people that would literally at your feet listening and taking notes, because you're talking about computer engineering and they would soak it all in, bro. Every single word you say. Yeah. And so I look forward to, man, I don't know last time you've been, but just to be involved with some of the stuff that I've been trying to work on, an education conference I've been putting on. So just don't forget Haiti, man. But we going to do this again, brother.
Of course.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about, again, I'm going to keep throwing these stats out again. For you recruits, man, right now, you probably lifting your weights in COVID. Right now, you stuck in the dungeon, and some of y'all just eating, getting, fat. We call it out, man. As two chubby boys who naturally, we fat and chubby, we know we have to work. You know what I'm saying? Because I know your workout regimen is probably so legendary like mine, because, one thing people Robert Morris knew, I was fast. And when it came to that workout regimen, bruh, man, I was no joke in that weight room. So, we work. That's what we do. Nobody Rad ain't never called me lazy. I ain't never have a coach call me lazy. Dumb, yes. And never called me lazy. You hear me?
Yeah.
So that's what we do, man. So it's an honor to have a Robert Morris legend, Robert Morris University football legend. I'm certified putting that stamp on it. You know what I'm saying? 2 in a row, middle linebacker, the standard position on defense. And there's some other I look forward to interviewing. But again, ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading tackler, 4-time All-American, you name it, the standard, the middle linebacker standard, and even Nate List would agree. You know what I'm saying? I know, real talk, because he that kind of humble dude. He knew about you. Trust me. Nate knew about you. He said, "Oh, I know about him." You know what I'm saying? You can't play the game in position and not know you. That's come on, man. So yeah. And let me say this, because I said it to Cliff. Unfortunately, man, my recording of Cliff. I hope all of this is also caught on audio. Let me say, from a talent perspective, James Noel should have had a chance in the NFL if he had the size. Yes. The only thing, let me say this. I'm saying this. I want people to hear this. I'm saying this. And I guarantee the people that know me know I recruit and I know talent. I'm telling you, if James Noel had the size, he would have been in the NFL and could have him, Reggie Chambers. There's some people we can name that they were undersized. That's why they didn't get their chance. So, I'm saying that certified stamp, one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time, James Noel. Thank you, my brother.
Appreciate it, bro. Most definitely, we got to do this again. Part 2 of the saga, baby.
This again for sure. I want to do it at the crib, bro. We're going to find a spot down in Miami, man. I hope to come down in August, man. With my wife or without, because I know she got to work. I got the freedom, baby. I hop in the whip, bro. Mob down to the south, bro, down to the bottom, bro. Say, yo, I'm coming through. We're going to do a social distance podcast. Because, bro, we got to talk about campus. We got to talk about a person like yourself, athlete, cancer survivor in this plant that people are not, it's controversial, but as athletes, man, and I don't know if you've ever really had a chance to dabble, man, but for me, it has saved my life, man, my quality of life as far as concussions, as far as pain. Bro, wait till I show you the trail runs that I do. I'm going to send you some pictures when this is over. I want you to see, with 3 knee surgeries, bro, the back pain, football pain at age 44, I want you to see what I can do out in the mountains, bro. I run mountains, dog. I run trails. Yeah, wait till you see the pictures. And when I post that first video, I can't wait to see Cat's reaction. Like, yo, I want you to see the side of the mountain, bro. If I make one false step, bro, I'm falling off and falling from very far.
Bro, you better than me. I ain't doing it.
But I'm telling you, I lean on football.
Yeah.
The technicality, man, because people with good feet, and I think you would do well with it, is when you see these rocks and these boulders and you got to navigate this terrain, bro, you picturing that offensive lineman that's trying to cut you. You picturing that crack, that you know what I'm saying? Because you got to hope that person yell crack, crack, crack. You know what I'm saying? Keeping your head on a swivel so you don't get that ear hole. You know what I'm saying? You doing that look search and dropping back and getting the coverage for that hook to curl. You know what I'm saying? And playing that mid. Come on, dude. You know what I'm saying? Knowing when, like you said, reading that triangle and knowing when to shoot that gap. You know what I'm saying? And make that underneath play. All that is out in nature. You know what I'm saying? If I could train football players, bro, they would be out there in nature doing these trails, man, because it strengthens your ankles, your knees, bro, core, flexibility, balance. Oh, man. See, Florida is so flat, bro. I'm talking about where I am, the Smoky Mountains. Bro, I'm telling you, Hidden's Gym. Your wife, you and your wife need a vacation. It's one of the safest social distance places to vacation is out in nature. Bro, we got some beautiful trails, bro. You want to get away? This is let me see, from Miami to here, from Orlando is 8. So add another 3.5. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice little hike, but it's worth it, bro.
I might even think about that because I might want to come out and see David's senior year play basketball. Come out there and see what's good. I don't know. I'll see. I'll definitely see.
And right now is the perfect time to come because ain't nobody here on campus, man. Chattanooga is pretty low key. This is the perfect time to come. Take advantage of the cabins and stuff for that's discounted, man. Because really, I'm telling you. The studies show, man, being out in nature right now is the most safest thing you do for this pandemic, man. So, yeah, bro, being out in nature, take some deep breaths, man, and come out here with your boy and see what I'm talking about. Yeah,
let's do it, bro. Yo, let's do it. I'm with it. That's for sure.
Cool. Well, all right, man. As soon as I get this thing edited, man, I'm gonna send you the final copy, man, and I'm gonna save this raw footage, man. It's gonna be a little gem. You know what I'm saying? Because one day I'm just gonna put this all out, man, and we're gonna see how people react, man. But I think I'm on to something, bro. Cause
Yeah,
there's some people
I
that's
like
about
this.
to interview, man. It's gonna be cool, bro. It's gonna be
Bro,
real cool. But
I can't wait to do an interview with the different people out at the same time. Nate List, me, Clifton.
bro,
That'd
we
be
gonna
sick.
make that happen, bro. I
Let's
already can
do
picture
it.
the round table. Rach gonna be at the table, just linebackers, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, O'Connell, we gonna have LaDon.
Let's do
There's
it.
some guys. There's another number 44, man. That broke some records. He got some stats, man. So at middle linebacker. So you know, I'm gonna reach out to him and try to interview him. But man, we're gonna have a DB round table. We're gonna have an LB. We're gonna have a line round table.
Do it.
You know what I'm saying? We want that conversation, man. I want that conversation, bro. Yeah, man. So.
Dude, man, I truly appreciate the opportunity, bro. Awesome podcast,
man.
bro.
This is my pleasure. My pleasure, family. Appreciate you, bro. All right, man.
All right, bro.
Tell the
you
family
too, bro.
I say what up, man. Yes, sir.
I appreciate it. Tell the wife I say what up, too.
Will do, bro.
Later, bro.
All right.